Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Thinking y'all can hear me, right? So I'm seeing some people say muted. Some folks are saying, okay, they can hear me. Thank you guys for joining me tonight for this Saturday Night Live and Saturday Night Vibe. I am so sorry that I am late, but I figured that if I continue to work this out with you guys, with the chat and the people who watch it, and I come up here often to tell you guys that got a lot going on, so I'm a little late. I figure that let you guys know that y'all could at least give me a 15-minute grace period. So if I'm not here within them 15 minutes, I could completely understand if you guys leave. I could. So welcome, and thank you for joining again. I hope you have your things to sip on. I hope you have your things to puff on. I never promote tobacco or nicotine use, but to each his own, of course. And yeah, make sure you're not drinking gasoline and fluids and all that stuff that you can't digest. And make sure that you'll be able to wake up the next day. Tonight, though, be very responsible while you're drinking. I do want to say thank you to the people who I see in the chat. I see 777 Network, Chaotic Truth Live. Whoa! I see Sweet Lady. What? Oh my God. Thank you guys for joining. Um, Also, I saw seven still. Thank you so much, my great friend. Tatum 32, thank you for joining, as well as Josh. See you guys in the chat. I see you guys coming in. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Chaotic. I will definitely make you a blue wrench. I think that it doesn't really matter to you. But there were some people who are pressing me for it. So, Anyhow, I managed to get to work on Friday on time, you guys, because the week before we was talking about life and balance, and I was talking about how I was slowly trying to get my things together. I was almost out the door, not necessarily, but it felt like it. So I'm gonna say I told D about 55%. So I got better within that last day. Got there around 8:04. I'm supposed to be there 8 o'clock. Have a little 7-minute grace period. Those who work in healthcare know how that system runs. So I was there. I'm going to try it again next week. I hope that on Monday I am definitely there on time. I was there. Sorry, you guys. I'm going to try it again next week. I hope that. Forgive me. I hope that on Monday I'll be there. I was trying to be there on time. So yeah, definitely. I'll be there. Tonight, you guys, tonight we are talking about knowing thyself. Do you know yourself? There are a lot of gaslighters, a lot of manipulators, a lot of narcissists, a lot of what's the other word that I have on there, y'all? Gaslighter, narcissists, manipulators. Help me out because I got notes. Y'all not supposed to have notes. I'm supposed to have notes. So, projectors, those who project, that is what it is. A lot of people try to tell you who you are. A lot of people try to tell you that what you're doing is not what you're supposed to be doing. A lot of people try to project their failures on you. They try to project their lifestyle on you. Yo, I got this dread that is just out of control tonight. Try and fix it. Okay. A lot of people try to tell you that, you know, what you're doing is really off base because they're not necessarily satisfied or happy with their life. That saying, misery loves company. I do apologize, you guys, that I'm not put together right now. I'm a little over the place. I'm trying to get everything together. I think I found the last piece of thing that I needed to get. So now I can go on with the show and we'll be okay. So A lot of people try to tell you who and what you are when you should always know who and what you are. Me at 40, I will try to, I'm not even 40, don't let me lie. I'm a little bit over 40, but it feels good to say that just because there ain't no numbers behind it. The zero always look better than like a 4 or a 3. So I'm gonna say over 40. So, anyways, at 40, I would say that at times I don't necessarily want to change. I've learned things from life, experiences, school, jobs, people. And oftentimes, as you're growing, as you meet new people in your older age, it's hard to I don't want to say necessarily kind of relate, but it's hard to mesh with them because people want you to think or be something that they're used to. A lot of people say groupthink, a lot of people say echo chamber, a lot of people say all of that. But on an individual basis, it's just people projecting, people trying to manipulate you, and people trying to bamboozle you. So I would say projection is said to be a psychological phenomenon. And I would say it's a phenomenon now because of YouTube and all of the YouTube therapists and all of the gurus who know so much about relationships and everything like that. It's where people place their feelings towards themselves that are displaced towards other people. um the common types of projection is assuming others share your same beliefs. Another is believing that others have your level of ability and experience. And the last is basically assigning undesirable emotions or feelings on someone, projecting them, basically telling them you feel this way, you are this way. How does that present itself? How does it look when you see this? Most times when you're dealing with these people, they're usually trying to tell you things like, um, it's not what you think. It's not how you feel. Your feelings aren't validated. Your experience isn't validated. And these people try to place blame on everyone else, opposed to taking the blame and placing the blame for themselves. Hmm. Some would say married men who find a lot of women attractive or who haven't like calmed down those inner things in them. They would be so attracted to a woman that they can't accept the fact that they're attracted to a woman, and they would blame that on that woman by accusing or saying that woman is flirting with them. There are other people who would take other issues when you're trying to tell them things about themselves, and what they would do is be defensive in a way to alleviate or not accept what it is that's being said. So I want to see EAE says, Roz, I've been 35 for like 3 years, got to round off to the nearest number. Exactly. All those over 30 understand. Roz, is it possible that knowing thyself is coming into consciousness? I mean, imagining, realizing that you are one of billions of apes and you have duty to be moral regardless of circumstances. You guys can look at that comment. I would definitely agree with that first part. Coming into that self is like a higher consciousness. I'm not sure about the 8 part, as you know, I would necessarily think. 777, thank you for joining tonight. He says hello to everyone in the chat. John Logic, thank you so much for coming. EAE says 77, you got to bring those spicy Latinos to the show. They were awesome. Mercy, mercy, mercy. People who project or who are narcissists may have an understanding of reality. They are predators. Either way, these types of people are avoided. Chaotic has basically said what I was getting to. So, good evening, Bob. Thank you for joining. Always love to see you in the chat. Chaotic has said what I was alluring to. These people who are gaslighters, projectors, manipulators, they are detrimental to your life. They are detrimental to the surroundings, to companies, to people. They will lie. They will try to tell you that your reality is not what that reality is. Those are people who you can't really be around. Projecting and gaslighting are both tactics of manipulators. They're basically used to abuse and control a person's reality. Do you guys agree? Um, I'm sure y'all seen a couple of what it is. The new term is gaslighting, I guess. But I don't even think I'm not gonna say it's a new term exactly. It's not exactly the same term. Let's put it like that. Projector and gaslighting are definitely two different things. I have someone in the back who always tries to interrupt the show before the show starts. I'm just gonna bring him up briefly.
Oh,
Welcome
that
to
was me.
the 7. Yes, welcome to the show. How can I help you
What?
tonight, sir?
When is the time that to hit the link? Because you dropped the link.
Yeah, the time to hit the link is when I'm done talking about the topic. But
Oh, you could have just left me in the back then if you're gonna do all
okay,
that.
got him, got him. Okay. Thank you, 7-7. I'm gonna leave you back there. So um projection is a self-defense mechanism. Projection is when they cannot accept something in themselves. Gaslighting, like I said, it was both manipulation. So and the things that are said are in asking questions on their perception of reality and also doubting your perception. They say things like, you're imagining things, you're too sensitive, and it didn't happen like that. You didn't remember certain things, as if you're not living in this world. So when I say know thyself, what do you know about yourself? What do you know that is strong and concrete in you? Can you be moved? Can you be manipulated? Can you not spot these people? Relationships, especially relationships. A lot of people stay in relationships and they get suffocated into one's emotions. And they're in relationships with narcissists, relationships with gaslighters, all these type of things. All these type of things. Can you spot it? How do you deal with it? How do you deal with it? I'm definitely now bringing 777 up so he can start the party off with the discussion. Hi, 77. Hi, 1 second. I'm so sorry. I forgot to say, if you have not hit the like, please hit the like. If you have not shared the live, please share the live. If you have not subscribed, please do that. We have 777 on the show tonight. Thank you, 77, for joining. We are talking about knowing thyself and protecting yourself against gaslighters and projectors. What would you like to say about the topic?
Well, I'd like to say it's a pleasure to be on the show tonight. Just call me 777 instead of saying seven three times. I told you that before. Makes me uncomfortable. But I did do a lot of promoting earlier when the show was supposed to start at 10:45
It's
Eastern
okay. Thank
Standard
you.
Time.
Thank
I did do a lot of promoting when the show was supposed to start on time, and I'd like to apologize to everyone for Roz Girls. She's on black time tonight. Thank you. No,
CPT.
I'm very. Am I allowed to speak now, or do I keep getting interrupted?
Oh, go ahead, sir. The
Okay.
floor is yours.
I'm a narcissist. I'm a self-loving, gaslighting, projecting narcissist, and I think this show was designed in my honor. Know thyself, and I know myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a very sick narcissist. Um, After each push up, I get up and I stare and I do weird stuff, and I realize that I probably have problems. I'm learning that on today's show with you, the beautiful Roz girl. My one of my dear friends, Chaotic Truth Lives in the building. My views have nothing to do with his views or his channel. I just want to. He paid me to say that. The beautiful sweet lady, EAE, and Bob, and everyone else that is here. I'm just so honored to be here. Seven Steel, of course, my black brother. Um, and I'm doing a black show that I postponed tonight, guys, for the beautiful Roz girl.
Thank you for that 777. I
Just triple
appreciate
seven is fine. Triple seven's fine.
so 777.
Triple
I
seven's fine.
think that is wonderful that you know thyself and that you're able to call yourself a narcissist.
Yeah, I
Um,
am.
some would say that a narcissist is an abusive type of behavior.
I am.
Um, some would say that these people are, of course, only about themselves. They only steer conversations and experiences to benefit themselves
I do.
with no care or concern for others in their life. You are saying that that is you.
So okay, so we can go a little. We can do a little tennis, back to back, whatever it's called.
Go ahead,
Tat, tit for
777.
tat, tit for tat, tat for tat, whatever.
Hmm.
So I don't think I don't think being a narcissist is exactly a terrible thing, though.
Mm.
I think kings are not narcissistic. I think all natural leaders are narcissistic. I would love to have CT hit the panel. I'd love to debate him also, another fellow man.
777. Don't be inviting people to my panel. This is my show.
Oh,
If you
excuse
like
me.
to
I'm
hit the
sorry.
panel, you can hit the panel. Go ahead, 777.
Wow. Okay. So I think that narcissism is necessary for men. I don't think a woman can be a narcissist because it's everything that women shouldn't be. You shouldn't speak highly of yourself. You shouldn't, feel good, respectfully. You should be down and out, not feeling good, and a man's there to, lift you up. And this is why God created a man, so you could be carried.
Sounds a little possessive and controlling. Sounds very abusive.
Yeah,
So you want a woman to come into your life who is
weak,
very
weak,
weak and
sick,
depleted,
sickly,
and you want
sickly.
to, yeah, so you want to be able to lift her up very
Mm,
strategically,
yeah.
where she will only suck and thrive on you. Pause, like your venom, like take your venom.
A woman doesn't know who she is
Mm,
before she, in general, but
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
before she meets her mate, if you will, or whatever you want to call it, husband, whatever you want to say.
mm-hmm.
Um, you really need to whoop or whip a woman into.
This
You need
guy's
to
crazy.
mold her. She's a. Did you ever watch Ghost when they had the mold scene where they're making the vase, the
I
vase,
don't
whatever?
ever remember Patrick Swayze being abusive in the movie. He was wonderful in the movie Ghost.
Well, he was a very weak-hearted man who let his woman die actually in the streets, but sure, he was wonderful, I guess. Um, but he was weak, and he let a robber, oh, I'm sorry, he let a robber kill him, delete him in the streets, not his wife. I got that wrong. But either way, he died like a punk in the street by a robber. But I'm not going to go there with him because he's deceased.
Yeah.
You need to mold a woman, and you need to be a narcissist. Everything is mine, nothing is yours.
Wow.
I basically talk to a woman like I talk to my child.
That's terrible.
I
That's
don't
really
know.
terrible. And see, that is why I came up with this topic tonight, because I heard a man talking to his wife or
Hmm.
whomever she was to him as if she was a child. And I want, do people actually feel that they have to parent women? Like,
I mean, respectfully, listen. You got the right one up here. Women don't know much, even if they're intelligent. They have this. They lose this. That's why we're the hunters and the gatherers. And we would club you in the head and bring you into a cave, especially me because I am
this
from the
guy
Caucasus
is
Mountains. I am from the Caucasus Mountains, so
terrible.
that was my specialty, is to club and bring you into a cave, which was my cave, it was my home.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, and that's why women really don't have a place in this world other than, I'm not going to say the cliche, in the bedroom, in the kitchen, but women really don't have a place other than having sex. They shouldn't be. Shout out to my good friend CT. They're never leaders in the workforce. They can't run companies. They're too emotional. They're very weak minded when it comes to finances. They don't know how to control their money. Certainly are not going to control mine ever. You should always get a prenup if you're going to get married. A woman has no clue what to do with money. Again, I'll repeat, she has no clue what to do with money. And it's a man's world, just like what's his name said? Rick James, not Rick James. What was his name? This is the man's world. What's his face? What's his name?
James Brown.
James Brown. There it is.
Okay, James Brown.
He said it
Go
for a
ahead.
reason. It's this is a man's world, you know.
And I think he said it would be nothing without a woman or a girl, right?
Well, he also smoked crack,
But I
so
mean, if he also smoked crack, how could you say that one point of his song is validated and the other isn't?
see a man allegedly, which I have never smoked crack, but now James Brown could smoke crack because he's not gonna go suck a dick for it. Women allegedly suck. Respectfully, I'm sorry. Should I not say dick?
Excuse me, you guys. I think I forgot to say the rules of the show. I thought because every show I say the rules that we have committed the rules in our head. But it is apparent from 7-7's reaction tonight in the language that he is carrying on with that he has forgotten the rules. This is a sip and toke show. Please refrain from swearing and cursing. Please don't refer to man or woman of any other race as "guh." Don't talk over each other. Respect yourself first and foremost. Hit the like, share the live, subscribe to the channel, and if you like what you're hearing, donate to Rise Girl 37. Now that we know the rules of the show, we're going to bring our panelist back up and hope that he can be aligned with what we're trying to do here tonight. Before I get into that, we have Dirty Dude who entered the chat. Thank you, Dirty Dude, for joining. EAE says, you think being obsessed with yourself and thinking lowly of oneself in two separate sides of the spectrum. EAE says, I think he was saying James Brown. Yes, he was. Dirty Dude said Rick James. Oh, my goodness. 7-7, please don't start it. Sports Talk with Rob, thank you so much for joining. Let's bring him up now. Sweet Lady 095 says it's the narcissist in him. You are completely right. Dirty Dude says it's the Caucasus Mountains in him, Roz. You
Hmm.
guys are completely, possibly right. Dirty
Hmm.
Dude says tomato, tomato. Rush, thank you for joining. Thank you for being here tonight. And EAE said, and that being said, Felicia from Friday was a nice looking crackhead.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
7, go ahead.
Um.
Did you hear the rules of the show?
Yeah. I mean
Okay,
the
softly.
word dick is not a curse for the record, but
It
all
is
right.
a vulgar word.
All
You
right,
can
but
use
it
any other
doesn't.
word other than that.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Again, I respect. You know why? You know who I really respect? I respect Asian women because they shut up, they don't speak, they know not to speak because there's really nothing good that comes out of a woman's mouth most of the time, respectfully, besides my penis. I'm just
I'm about
gonna,
to get you up
that's,
out of here.
let me just, all right, now I'm done. Just stop. All right. I had to finish my sentence. So, anyways, there's really no reason to go back and forth with a woman. Like, arguing is not, a man shouldn't argue with a woman because eventually it's going to lead to putting his hands on her. You know, it's going to lead, excuse me, it's going to lead to putting his hands on you. And I don't want that to happen to you, Ross. So do not argue with the man because eventually that inner man in him is going to say, hey, you know what? It's kind of like men look at women like like how Terminator, how Arnold Schwarzenegger was, how he like kind of seen target. Oh, this is a ally. Okay. Oh, terminate, terminate, terminate. You know what I mean? An argumentative woman deserves to be allegedly, respectfully hit once in a while.
Thank you for that,
You're welcome.
777. Hi,
So,
Simon. We have a new person on the panel, and Simon has joined. And I want to allow Simon to say something about the topic.
sure. Let me
Simon,
just,
tonight we are talking about Simon. Tonight we are talking about projectors, gaslighters, and narcissists. We are saying how these people and these actions can be very detrimental for your life, and that you should be aware of such behavior and recognize if you yourself were
Right.
one. What would you like to say about that topic,
You talking
Simon?
about Rise Girls one?
What is he talking about? Go ahead, Simon. Are you here?
Yeah, I mean, what I'd like to say initially is shout out to beautiful black ladies. Like Jesus Christ. Um it's few and
uh,
far between. Shut the fuck up, 7-7.
sir,
Like,
ma'am,
yo,
Guys,
ma'am,
bro.
no, let him
No,
go. Let him sit in the
yeah,
back, Roz, because he
shut the fuck
swore.
up for a second. Like, just for a
He doesn't
second.
understand, does he? He doesn't know the
Simon,
rules.
there are rules on the show. You know you've been here before. I try to refrain from cursing.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Go
You're
So
ahead.
supposed
I'm
to
just
kick. You're supposed to
saying
kick him in the back, Roz. You're supposed to put him in the back when he
Go
swears.
ahead, Seven. Be quiet, please, so
I
he can.
was in the back.
he'd love that. All right.
He smells of
Appreciate.
AIDS.
Look, I'm trying to put the emphasis on Ross because Ross is bringing up some new conversations, which means something, and she's a real beautiful black woman.
Thank
Um,
you.
Sir, you're drunk, sir. Get to the topic, sir.
I ain't even gonna address this dude
You come
because
up here
you are.
drunk. I mean, you're embarrassing yourself.
Go ahead, Simon. Go
Wow.
ahead.
Okay, right. I'm just saying. Um, know thyself. Yes,
Yes,
that's
so
what
we're
you need to
speaking
do.
on projectors and manipulators. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I just think it's it's a thing where it's kind of complicated, but it's not that complicated. So um you can't really know understand yourself unless you've been through certain things. Um and that means that complications arise and you need to like be the person that actually goes, I can get over this shit. Like,
Mm.
you know, um and you have to, because most of the time we're isolated, and no one's actually really going to tell us how to do that. No one has the playbook to actually, it's not a Disney story.
So would you say that you know yourself, Simon, and that you can be wavered or pushed to a different reality, that you're set in your beliefs and in your ways?
Yeah, I think I think your questioning was really precise because it's kind of interesting, because I really like that shit. I really like when someone can actually just be real, and just go, this is a question I'm going to pose. I want a real answer, and the real answer is yes. You know, Well, most people just don't really understand that shit, like for real.
Thank you for that, Simon. We have chaotic truth on the panel, you guys. I am very blessed and grateful for that. Mr. Chaotic Truth Live has his own show, so if you have not subscribed to Chaotic Truth Live as well as the Chaotic Reacts, make sure that you do that. Chaotic Truth, we are talking about gaslighters, manipulators, and projectors, basically. I'm pretty sure you might have some thoughts on that. So, what would you like to share?
What's up, Roz?
Hey,
Um, Roz girl, you may not believe this, and a lot of people don't believe this, but I certainly do. We're apes. Now, oh, this I didn't know that this was Def Comedy Jam. And I mean, are we gonna goose and giggle
Simon,
all
can
night?
you
Are we gonna
Simon, can
are
you
we
mute
are
your
we gonna
mic?
this is a
Oh,
serious topic and yeah, okay. So salute to you by the way, Simon.
all
We're, we're,
right.
we're apes.
Decorum. Okay.
And even according to science, we are part of the ape family. We are like our gorilla, chimpanzee, bonobo, and orangutan cousins. Some of us even look like some of these creatures. And with that being said, that means that we are just animals. You know, just think about this, Rise Girl. According to science, 100,000 years ago, that's where you get modern man. Think about that. Modern man came into existence 100,000 years ago. And look at us today. Look at our constant warfare, our constant criminality, our just constant state of debauchery. And what it is that we are just animals. So narcissism, projecting,
All right.
gaslighting, these are attributes of primitive and lower life forms such as ourselves. And I've done a lot of shrooms in my past, Rise, and I've told you this before. And I really believe that mushrooms are an extraterrestrial communication device. And every time I've done them, you talk about a complete ego death. You talk about the universe or whomever is communicating with you is literally telling you, you are not shit. Your job, your car, your house, whatever you think you are in the grand scheme of the universe, you're
Mm-hmm.
just a primitive life form on a floating water rock in infinity. And believe it or not, there possibly are billions of other floating water rocks with life forms on them too. So you're
Ooh.
not that special. That's what I learned
Mm.
from shrooms. But then again, I was already smart and kind of figured that out anyway. And so
Mm.
when you see narcissism, when you see people who gaslight, well, we all have the capability to do these things. It's just
Mm.
like how, I always say, Raj, you got to kill the nigger and on the inside. Well,
Damn.
you have to kill these primitive traits that are still left behind from our ancient and primitive ancestors who were walking on knuckles, and grunting at each other and throwing spears at each other. See, we are constantly evolving. Think about this, Raj girl. Think about this. Just 250 years ago, the African was still living in goddamn mud huts. Just think about this. 250 years ago, the Asian was living in fucking mud huts. And
Mm-hmm.
truth be told, large portions of the white man was living in goddamn mud huts. Nobody wants to talk about these things with no plumbing, no electricity, no nothing. Look at where we are at today. I
Yeah.
can sit my ass down and defecate in a porcelain tube that goes into a beautiful sanitation system. I can turn the lights on, and I don't have to worry about that. I can have heat in my home. Think
Mm-hmm.
about that. You didn't even have that in your home, or if you had, most people didn't have homes 250 years ago. But just think about the little things. So think about in the last 200 years, cars, aviation, nanotechnology, quantum computing. It's because we have broken the ego down. We have killed the narcissist in us. Because when you do that, you're able to progress as man.
Ah, this.
So
Yo,
the
bro.
thing of the matter is that when you encounter people with narcissism, or if you're displaying narcissist traits yourself, just look in that mirror and remind yourself, I'm just a fucking ape. I ain't shit. And the thing is
Oh,
that I don't know,
wait.
Simon. I'm
No,
almost
no.
done. Simon, I'm almost done. Simon, hold on, because I was quiet when you were speaking, respectfully. Just look in that mirror and say, you know what? I'm an ape. I'm not gonna get mad at this ape because this ape can't handle their biochemical reactions because they haven't overcome it. I'm not. I'm just an ape. I gotta get over my narcissism. There may be trillions of other life forms within the universe, maybe even more. I know nothing. I know I will know nothing at all. And I'm just an ape living on a floating water rock in infinity. That's how you got to get over I'm sorry, Simon. That's how you got to get over narcissism. But thank you so much.
Hey, thank you for that.
Yeah.
So chaotic truth, would you say that you know thyself and that you can't be moved or wavered?
I love KT. KT's my
I know thyself in the sense that I know nothing and I will not know everything. And I'm just an ape. That's all that we really know.
Yeah, I guess.
Other than mathematics, everything is just what the fuck you believe. The only
Mm,
thing that's factual within the universe is math. Other
mm-hmm.
than that, people are just talking shit. Democrats, Republicans,
There we
independents,
go.
we're all talking shit.
Wow.
yeah. Well,
But
some beg
nobody
to
knows.
a lot
Mm-hmm.
beg to differ.
No.
They would say that they're not apes. I would think the same. Let's see what Spirit Oliver thinks about this. Spirit, thank you for joining the panel. We are
CT
talking
was
about
chatting some real
gaslighters
shit.
and narcissism tonight.
She was
Have
chatting
you
some
ever
real shit.
experienced it? Would you say that you are a narcissist or gaslighter? And do
He
you
looked
know
like a simp
thyself?
off the cuff.
I
He
couldn't
my,
hear that last part.
I was asking, do you know yourself? Do you know who you are?
Yes, I do know who I am.
that man or woman?
Simon, this is Spirit Oliver. Will you stop it? Go ahead, Spirit. Speak, please. I do apologize for Simon's behavior.
Apology accepted. Um,
Simon, can you mute your mic, please?
I'm gonna bounce off because this god damn it's scary. I
Go ahead, Spirit.
okay. Um, he done made me lose my train of thought, girl.
Yeah, I
I
was asking, do you know yourself? Have you ever had to
know
deal with
myself.
gaslighters and
Yes, I've
manipulators?
been dealing with gaslighters for years,
Mm. And
narcissists for years, and that is one thing that I am struggling with today.
oh wow.
A
And what?
woman going into her 40s, that is what I'm struggling with still. It's just like it's I don't know, man. It's really something. It's sad that us as people, and I'm a genuine person. I treat everybody nice with respect. I don't
Hmm.
do it. I mean,
is
I want that in
that
return.
man or a woman? Are you a woman?
Why he keep asking, am I a man or a woman? Do I look like a man?
Yeah, you can address him if you want to.
Just
Uh,
asking, do I look like a man though?
no, you do not. I think he's just he may be Miss Saturday Night. You know, this is a smoking talk show.
Well,
Might be a
hey, you ain't got the wonder over here. It's full fledged. Ain't no fake Jake over here.
little.
But I just was, what I'm saying, I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, and it make you don't want to deal with them. But then, when you try to be narcissistic or try to get down on somebody with a good heart, a lot of times I think about getting down, getting back. But when I sit back and wait, my God serves them. And they say revenge is best served cold on a silver platter.
All right.
Mm.
Sometimes I
So
sit back and wait.
who's your god?
Who is my God?
Mm-hmm.
My God is the Lord God, Most High. What do you mean
Right.
by that?
Mm-hmm.
Simon, we're gonna let Spirit Oliver answer the question. Once she answers that question, then we'll go into the discussion. So can you please have a little patience for a minute.
I
Um,
appreciate you.
Spirit, you said that you've been dealing with manipulators and gaslighters for a while. So is this like in like the employment arena or in your personal life? Man, you may be
Life,
dating.
personal life, family,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a big blow from family, but yeah, it's been family. And
Mm-hmm.
try to build relationships with people, and I try to get an angle as in, why? Why did we cross paths again? Why are we crossing paths? Why are we here? What brought us here? When you know how I am, don't try to take my kindness for weakness, because I'm not a malicious person. If anything, I'm gonna try to help you. I'm not gonna try to bring you down. Just be honest, if anything.
So people have tried to project their feelings on you, have tried to warp your reality and say that what you think isn't true, things of that nature.
Yes, but they can't because I know what kind of God I serve. He's been blinding me from a lot of things,
Mm-hmm.
and bringing a lot of things to the light. And I don't blame. Like I tell people, I'd rather know the truth than to be lied to. I ain't trying to get my feelings hurt or nothing like
Mm-hmm.
that. But I'm too old for that, for the feelings hurt. I'm used to it. But the thing is, when you big mama and you coming for me, it ain't gonna work. And I'm telling you, I'm not the little mama. I'm not the sugar mama. I'm the big mama. So you can't play like I play. So I don't think you should come over here playing. I don't have to do nothing to get back at you. You might
So
want to
you're
watch how you talk to me.
so you're referring to yourself as the big mama, and people try to
And
try you.
exactly. I ain't gonna try to do nothing to get back at them. They will have to cross this path again or need me or will see me. And if
Mm-hmm.
you get shitted on, you just get shitted on. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. This one bridge, once you burn it, don't come back.
So, Chaotic Truth says that people such as that are folks who are bottom feeders. They are
Hmm.
nothings of the
They
world. We
bottom
just
feeder,
need
they
love.
never had nothing. They ain't used to nothing. I mean, I can say it's people that just don't want nothing, and that's the kind of world we live in.
Mm-hmm.
Like people don't want nothing but to try to drain you. But the energy I'm bringing, I got into an entanglement with someone, and it was hard to get it off. Get rid of them. But it was the demons, and once I got rid of it, I felt a little better. And as I days go on, I get better. But thing is, they don't know. I ain't for it. I'm not. They messing with somebody they don't need to mess with. You know what I'm saying? And I'm seeing everything going on. I see things that can happen. I see scenarios. And you know what I'm saying? They try to kick the same game to me. No, you can't see what I see. I can see a lot for you. Just looking at you, I can see a lot. Just from your conversation, I can see a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A person conversation can tell you a lot. When a person keep telling you something, that's what I was saying a couple of weeks when I was in here about the guy I met that was black, and he just degraded black women, and he just had a problem with black women. Like I told him, you're not going to keep telling me this. Like, I'm not her. I'm a
Uh,
different breed. I'm not her. I'm not going. You know what I'm
mm-hmm.
saying? Go find her. Cause I don't want to get into it with you. So I'd rather just let you go on about your business.
Mm-hmm. So, like that man was telling you a lot of things about black women, saying that we was ratchet. We ain't have no
Our
type
hair
of sense about
stank and we
ourselves.
all wear wigs. We bald headed. We broke.
Would
And
you say that
just
he was a gaslighter? Would you say that he himself was someone who was trying to project his feelings about how he felt about black women on you, even though you're not that type of woman?
yes, he was, but I had to let him know. With you having a black mother and a black grandmother, I can't see it. And having black daughters, I can't
Mm,
not see it. You
mm.
saying you joking? I was raised, yeah. Jokes only can go so far, but you're not gonna keep saying this. But
Chaotic,
you
would
know
you like
what?
to speak on what? Yeah,
You
go
have
ahead.
to go in.
Would you like to speak on anything that Spirit Oliver is saying?
Oh, no, 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 no. But I do have
Okay,
to ask you a question. Is
go
that
ahead.
a cigarette?
This is not a cigarette. This is a bamboo sheet.
Oh, okay, okay, okay,
No,
okay,
we don't promote tobacco use over
okay,
here.
okay. Yeah, I was gonna say that's not ladylike to smoke a cigarette. God damn. All right, okay, okay. So it's like it's weed in that, right?
Yeah, it's like
Weed.
a zigzag sheet or something. Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
okay, okay,
bamboo. Yeah,
okay,
It's a joint paper.
yeah.
okay. Okay, it's
You know,
drugs. Drugs. Okay, Roz.
no, it's not drugs, sir. It is
Weed is not a
medicine.
drug. Okay,
It is
okay.
the
Oh,
medicine.
medicine. Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
we
I
had
got
this show the other day
you. Okay.
about the new face of cannabis, and we
Would you
could
let your
see
daughter use medicine like that right now at her age?
not at her age
Oh, oh,
unless
okay,
it was very beneficial to something that she
okay,
needed health
okay,
wise.
okay, okay,
Of course, yes.
okay.
So you consider marijuana a drug, sir?
Yes, I consider
Okay.
alcohol a drug. I consider anything that intoxicates you a drug,
Mm.
and absolutely, absolutely.
Oh,
But it
so you
doesn't mean that I don't get a taste in every now and then. But yeah, yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So, Spirit Oliver, what do you think about what this man has to say in regards to marijuana use? How do you feel about that?
Um, I feel as if shit. Hey, if I can go buy it, I mean it's not a harsh
It's
drug,
legal.
but it is illegal slash legal where I'm from. But I mean, hey, whatever floats your boat. I mean, if you feel like I'm grown, first off, if my child feel like this a path she want to pick up, then hey. But I'm gonna try to lead mine a little different. Hey,
Hmm.
I mean, I do, but I do plan on stopping soon.
Hmm. I think that's beautiful that you want to stop. I personally am not
Stop,
an
and I'm
advocate.
gonna get myself. I got to give myself some time. I've been going through some things. I'll be 38 Tuesday, and
Happy early birthday to you.
right. I'm
Hmm.
supposed to go do something tonight. I don't know. I don't know if it's coming with age, but I'm more trying to chill. I don't feel like doing all that. I don't feel like doing nothing. I'm fine. I might go get a massage. That's about it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Let me address some people in the chat. We have Hafiz who joined the chat. Thank you, Hafiz, for being here. Hello to you. EAE says we admit that the majority of our problem stems from ninjas. Wow. You, Sweet Lady says you need to self-reflect to figure out why you attract those type of people. Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree. What up, Moses is in the building. Thank you. What up, Moses? Um, it- what's the name? DJ MFB says so she can see into the future. They are referring to you, Spirit Oliver. I think you said something about like what's going on. Rise, girl, are you stressing right now? No, sir, I am not stressing. I am partaking in this herbal reasoning that we are having tonight.
We're relaxing. We're grooving.
Well, that's another thing too. I wanted to talk about since you are smoking weed,
Spirit.
right?
Spirit. What is that? No. Oh.
So, oh, go ahead, Ross.
I told you I've been going through some things, and this has become my new best friend, Crown
Oh,
Apple.
okay.
And I
Oh,
just turn her up. We just turn up all day. I just try to keep myself from buying a bigger bottle.
okay. Go ahead, Chaotic.
So, when you are under the influence of weed or any other substance, you're not really using a logical and sound and reasoned mind. And it goes back into the main topic with narcissism and gaslighting. These are psychological traits that have or they hinder rational thinking, if you will, Rise. And so we've seen this not in our lifetime, but we've seen this in history. Um, the mustache man, Hitler. Hitler. Um, you can argue and you can look at books, and I'm more than likely am sure that scholars would state that Hitler was a narcissist. More than likely, Stalin was a narcissist. Um, and I would assume that a lot of
I would agree.
dictators, I would assume that a lot of dictators are narcissists. I mean, you have to be a bit of a narcissist to be a dictator because a dictator has absolute rule. There's no checks and balances. There's no oversight.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's what I'm going to do, what I believe. So
Yeah.
what I believe with humanity, and because I'm a an individual who believes in the continued prosperity and posterity of the human race. I believe that we are going to evolve into a very logical thinking species, very reasoned, very scientific. So, I always mention Star Trek, and there's an alien race called the Vulcans, if you will. And so the Vulcans were much like human beings thousands of years ago. They were violent and barbaric, sort of like how we are today. And then they embraced reasoning and logic. So they pretty much killed the narcissism within them, or they subdued it. They killed the gaslighting. They killed all of these negative psychological traits that have hindered them. Think about how many people sit back all day long and think about somebody who's truly narcissistic. And a person who's narcissistic, they believe that the entire universe revolves around them. And let's say you insult this person, they will sit around all day plotting and thinking about you and trying to throw you under the bus when they're not doing anything productive. And so think about, millions of people are like this. Millions of savage animal human beings are like this right now, walking the planet. So instead of being productive, they're sitting around gossiping on the phone. They're sitting around actually trying to throw you under the bus at work,
Mm-hmm.
spreading lies, spreading rumors, all because you insulted them. And it could be something something very minor because they are narcissists. And so think about the massive amount of energy that people with narcissism or people with cluster B personalities, think about the enormous amount of time and energy that they waste. Even people that go to the point of even physically harming someone. Like a lot of these road rage incidents. I've never been in a road rage incident because I don't get the concept of yelling at a stranger because you got in front of me. I don't give a shit. Because you know what? Because you know why I don't give a shit? Because I know that my beautiful star is still gonna rise and set. I
Yeah.
know that the moon is gonna rise and set. I know that this planet is gonna be here after I die for billions of years, maybe even trillions. So this little minor fender bender, it means nothing in the galactic fucking scale. And these are things I figured out a long time ago. That's why, people say, "Well, you never get mad." It's not that I never get mad. It's that the amount of energy spent on being mad because what somebody did to you. This he looked at me, and I really believe, and I'm not saying that black people have higher levels of this, but Roz, I've told you time and time again, I used to take the train or the bus whenever I wanted to go drink back in the day because I didn't like drinking and driving. And I would see niggas. One nigga, he accidentally look at another nigga. Nigga say, "What you looking at, nigga? What the fuck you looking at?" And so what I realized is that you have people who don't really understand who they are. They don't really understand their existential nature within the universe.
Yeah.
They're not really thinkers. They're not
Mm-hmm.
really literate.
Or
And
they just haven't got to their higher self.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. And the only thing that they have is this false illusion of respect. And
Mm-hmm.
so this
And
false
you
illusion of
just hit the hammer on the head.
yeah, the
You
false
making a lot of sense. I'm telling you, it's crazy. Though I'm sorry to cut you off, but it's crazy the way people think. It's crazy that like you just said, that's all of what I've been running into. And I'm just trying that in my life right now, figure out why. Like, is you really that dumb?
Yeah. Go
it
ahead.
it's people, like I said, narcissism affects billions of people. And what I say and what I continue to say is, if you think about the scale of the universe, I'm telling you, you won't be narcissistic anymore. People who are narcissists don't think outside of their own skin.
Yeah, I was going to say that I would think that you have to be really extreme to be considered a narcissist because
Yeah.
they throw that term around a lot on people. We're not even examining it. But I think that there are a lot more who are walking around here that don't necessarily know that they are than there isn't. Do you think that?
Say that. I'm sorry. I was reading Ivan's comment. Say that one more time.
I
Right.
think it's a lot more walking around here who are than people would say aren't. Like as
Yeah.
far
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
as
And the best thing to do with someone who's narcissist or who's a narcissist is, again, to pretty much avoid this person at all costs.
hmm
So
yeah.
whether it is somebody you work with, um, your neighbor, you might want to avoid this because this person hasn't looked in that mirror and tried to figure out their existential nature within the universe.
So what
If
would be
you are,
extreme? Like how would you recognize that? How would you know? How because the term misery loves company. Everybody, numerous of people are miserable, are jealous, or things of that nature. How would you know that this is the person who really needs to move on because their reality is totally warped?
Somebody who's always gossiping and talking about another human being
Mm,
every time. That is the first indicator of someone who's narcissist. Somebody who can never talk about politics, science, technology. All they talk about is other fucking people and what that person did to them, and I wish that bitch would, mother. These types of people are some of the most narcissistic people I've ever met in my life because they are hyper focused on the negative, and they are hyper focused on getting some sort of quasi revenge because of what somebody did to them. But that's really
mhm.
narcissism. You know, that's really
Yeah.
a narcissistic person. Here goes the definition of narcissist. Narcissist personality is a mental health condition in which people have an unreasonably high sense of their own importance. They
Yeah.
need and to seek too much attention and want people to admire them. People with this disorder may lack the ability to understand or care about the feelings of others.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Definitely.
you
Definitely.
clearing up a lot for me, cause I tell you, I was just dealing with a narcissist, boy. I tell you, and it's just where I'm going. I just always think when people be narcissistic towards me, I say, you know what? I don't, like he said, you can't get mad at them because they ain't going where I'm going.
Now, is there something in people that attracts folks to us like that, or attracts those type
Ross, oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Spirit.
of people?
It's the battle. It's the battle. You know, you have to let them down easily. You know, and it ain't no need to hoop and holler and and call them out because these days I've been feeling like just calling people out and calling them out on their truth because of what I believe in. But you know what I'm saying? You got to be responsible. If you don't want to hear it, some people get mad. They don't want to hear. They rather fight you. You know what I'm saying? But these days and times, you need to tell people the truth of what they doing to you. You have to let them know. You have to because they won't know. My sister just told me that the other day. She said, "Tell them what they did so they'll know." Because people like to play in people's face, like you say, the narcissistic. People like to play in people's face, and this making my. I'm seeing so much is being revealed to me. I'm seeing people playing in my face, and I know what I stand for. I'm not standing for it. I'm not stand. I'm standing 10 tones down on what I believe in. I'm not standing. I'm not going. I'm sorry.
You're on mute, Ross.
All right. Thank you for that, Spirit. You were going to answer that question as well, Chaotic. I was asking, is it something in people that attracts that
Yeah,
type of behavior
yeah,
to you?
yeah. Most people are negative, and most people thrive off of the drama of others. Most people, they love a good negative story, and you may not be a negative individual 100% of the times, but some people just love a drama story. And this is why I say, as human beings, we have to evolve. Tell me a story about a symphony you went to. Tell me a story about a guy who climbed Mount Everest. Tell me a story of adventure and journey. Don't tell me that Tanisha was in the parking lot fighting Taquanda because they didn't want to babysit somebody Keisha or whoever because they wanted to go out. Don't tell me that negative shit. But some people like that negative shit. That's why they love to hear those negative stories because a lot of people aren't adventurous.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, man, I used to up until maybe about 30, I used to tell people, hey man, if it's not anything about science or exploration or some shit, I don't really give a fuck. You
Mm-hmm.
know, because I don't like that negative shit anyway. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know?
Yeah.
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 So some people like hearing those kinds of stories.
I have a
But not me.
question.
I was go ahead.
My question is to chaotic. Do you so you're like into science? You're saying?
Oh, I'm not in,
Standpoint,
I'm
you
not
gotta
just
be
in.
realistic, right?
D, you gotta go on mute, Deontay. It's not just being into science. It's I have immersed myself in science. And I believe most human beings at one point, you know, like when you were a child, when you were 5 years old, you boys and girls playing with bugs, playing outside, doing not worrying about or not having an ability to understand the horrors of the world. But for some reason, when you become an adult, you're more concerned about the horrors of the world instead of the beauty of the world. And I think that's where a lot of this negativity, I don't know why we are attracted to that shit. It's weird. You know, like most movies, most stories, there's always something negative, negative, negative. And then it's like it's like the same story arc. It's something negative and then you overcome the negativity. I think human beings are yearning for I got over this. But what if you never had to get over something in the first place? Why do you got to get over something to I just don't I never got that trope as a human being. You know, I got to go through this to appreciate that. Well, how come billionaires don't do that shit? Do you think Bill Gates, hey, okay, to his daughters, okay, you got to leave and go live in some third world shithole because you got to overcome something? Hell no. And so the answer to my question or the answer to the question is, or your question is that, human beings are interesting creatures in the sense that they want, it's like they want that negative shit around them, but you got to kill that too. You got to kill that too. But go ahead, guys.
Thank you for that, chaotic, and thank you for your question, Spirit. We have DS on the panel. Thank you, D, for joining tonight. We are talking about gaslighters and narcissism. What are your thoughts on that? And do you know yourself in regards to that? Can you be manipulated? Can you be someone? Can someone gaslight you?
No, people can't gaslight me anymore because once you grow and mature, you start to really see what's going on and how you getting played. And so, I had a father. He used to gaslight me a lot, and just say a lot of just crazy things. And as you get older, you just start to realize that. That person's just full of shit. Excuse my language, but yeah, man. And I want to go along with what Chaotic was talking about. I'm just gonna be honest, man. Black people just love nigga nonsense. Let's just keep it real. You know what I mean? When you look at like O'Shea Duke Jackson, for example, y'all know he has a channel, another channel called the Celebrity Junk. That probably gets as many views and hits as much as his main channel when he's talking about positive stuff and trying to, uplift brothers and whatnot. We just are just drawn to negativity and stuff. That's why shows like Love and Hip Hop are still on the air 10 years later. I don't understand how, but it's crazy. But yeah. Go ahead, guys. Go ahead and chime in.
Yeah. Good answer, D. Thank you so much. Yeah. You know, my belief is this. Narcissism, gaslighting, projection, these are all human idiosyncrasies. These are what I call the hunter gatherer stage of human beings. We have to get over these psychological um, inferior aspects of a distant past to go into this next era. This what I call civilization one. If anybody's not familiar, this is according to the Kardashev scale, and we can't have narcissists on a goddamn ship going to fucking Mars. You can't have narcissists on a ship uh, going to distant star systems because people kill each other. People will literally kill each other on these ships. I'm thinking about the future. See, I'm not thinking about yet tomorrow or 5 years from now. I'm thinking about 500 years from now. You know, and for humanity to thrive, we have to kill this notion that I'm a real nigga. That's some narcissist bullshit. I'm a real nigga. Nigga, you don't even own the goddamn street you're walking on, nigga. And that's what I'm saying, man. Like I know, I might be going a little too far into this, but you gotta kill these primitive traits. You got people walking around. I was on the channel the other day. The nigga told me he was a real nigga. I'm like, what? And he was bragging and boasting about pretty much nothing, Ross. Nothing.
Yeah,
He
you
But
told
talking
me,
about the
can
guy
I
on
cut you off?
you talking about the guy on Star?
yeah, but he was bragging about nothing.
I
And then
feel
I,
like
Yeah, I saw that,
it's
man.
too
He got
many
his
real
ass all the
niggas.
way.
It's too many real niggas.
What do you mean by that, Spirit?
Cause I be looking at when if I meet a guy and the first thing or he say I'm a real nigga, that's a red flag. Oh, you a real nigga, huh? Okay, yeah. You just ain't the
But
real.
what is that?
I
What
don't fuck
what
with real niggas. I don't.
what is that? What is
Until
that
you a
when they
real.
saying that?
What is that when they say that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it's just an ego thing. I think that's all they know.
Mm.
That's all they know. That's the furthest their mind can go. They don't know how far they can go with life. Like it's weird, when somebody tell you that's a automatic red flag. Soon as you say you a real nigga, pump the brakes. We ain't going no further than this. That's the furthest it's going. I'm sorry. I hate niggas, but I love black people.
Yeah, me
yeah,
too. I love
yeah,
black people.
yeah. And so
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Like unity, culture, everything about me. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But the nigga shit, you could miss me with it.
and
Go
that's what I'm,
ahead.
and that's what I'm saying, Roz. There are a lot of people with this mental disorder. And I am telling you, what is that piece in our body? It's like a apparatus in our body that we don't use anymore, an appendix or something, right? We don't. It's something in our body we don't use anymore. But scientists say that hundreds of thousands of years ago, I think it's an appendix or something. Like we don't need it. It's in our bodies and we don't need it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I think it's an appendix.
Okay.
That
Mm-hmm.
in itself proves evolution for the human being. At one point, we may have needed it for something, but we don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
And just like with this whole thing with narcissism, maybe being a narcissist worked 1,000 years ago in some remote village, and you had other villagers trying to kill you. So you probably the biggest and baddest, strongest. Say, hey, I'm a fuck that, man. Y'all better listen to me. Listen, I'm the biggest, baddest motherfucker here. We gonna do this. But in a civilized society, you don't need that anymore. You have to get rid of that shit. You can't have a narcissist on the moon, Rise Girl. You can't have a narcissist mining an asteroid. I'm thinking about the future. But anyway, guys, have a good one. I got to roll up out of here. Salute to you, D. Salute to you, Spirit. Salute.
Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciated it. Appreciated it. I got all black, y'all. I'm sorry. I really appreciate it. So, thank you, D.
Yo,
Would you call yourself a narcissist?
um, yeah, I'm definitely a narcissist, and in the because And just in I like looking at myself, you know what I'm saying? Like when I'm on camera and whatnot and I take pictures, you know what I'm saying? I'm a narcissist in that sense. But a narcissist as far as like, not caring about people because I do have empathy and, I try to do what's right. I try to think about, my actions and how it could affect other people. I just try to do right by people, but I am a narcissist in the sense I like looking at myself.
I,
Can you
okay.
elaborate on some of your narcissistic ways?
Yeah,
Say it
because I'm
again.
hearing you're more like conceited right now.
That's conceited. You would consider that conceited.
I would consider that like conceited and
I
arrogant.
would call it cocky.
Yeah, that too.
Well, I mean, I think we're all narcissists in that type of sense. You know what I mean? Like, we do like looking at ourselves, but other than that, I don't really consider myself a narcissist. I have dealt with narcissistic people in my family. I'm not the type of person. I have an ego just like any other man, but I don't have that big of an ego to where you can't tell me that I'm doing something wrong, and I'm not gonna try to change that. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like, I've had narcissistic people in my family, and they just can't fathom somebody telling them that they're wrong. And some of the people that I'm talking about, they surround themselves with friends and other family members that are just gonna kiss their ass all the time. So
Yes, D, definitely. I definitely understand that. And I think that's really important. People who have been people who are narcissists or people who have practiced narcissistic behavior, it's really important to them, the people who they keep around them, the people who continue to say yes to them, the people who are afraid to correct them. These people are actually the fuel that keeps them going all the time. So definitely. I think that what you said towards the end was really, really important. Thank you, Hafez, for joining the panel. Um, Wow.
Good
This is
evening.
your first. Good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. This is a smoke and talk show, so you can partake in, drinking whatever you would like of your choice. And and if you smoke or anything, we don't promote tobacco use, but it is you. John and Logic, yes, I do agree. Enablers, yes, and are too afraid to tell these people to change their behavior. Hafez, we are talking about our narcissism tonight, gaslighting and projectors. I posed the question, do you know thyself? Because these people try to warp your reality or try to tell you things aren't what they are, so that it can, fit their narrative or their perception of what they think things should be. What do you think on that? And do you know thyself first and foremost?
Um, well, first of all, it's a pleasure to finally, or at least to have an opportunity to be on your show, Rosgal. I know you from CT's channel, and I saw your post on our little group in Instagram. That's how I ended up here. So yeah,
Thank you.
it's a pleasure, and it's always lovely talking to you and Spirit and D. Unfortunately, I missed CT. I guess I was a little bit late because I was listening to you
Yeah.
guys, and
Hmm.
CT was saying things like, we want to go to Mars or out of off this planet, and how we need a certain mindset to do that. Although I agree with him, absolutely, the people who are going to go to these far off places are going to have to live together for many years. I mean, not so much going to Mars, but anything outside of our solar system is going to be literally generations of people. For example, if you want to get to the nearest next star like Alpha Centauri or something, it's going to be like 100 years. So literally 2-3 generations of people have to go there, and their descendants will make it to the planet. So these people have to have certain characteristics. But I'll be honest with you, if you think we're going into some kind of phase of less narcissism, that is out and out false. In fact, we're going into a period of ultra narcissism in the Western world. Look at the mediums that we currently have. Look at TikTok. Look at all these social media. People are ultra narcissistic. They are. It's all about me. It's all about look at me, what I do. Look at what I eat. Look at what I wear. Look, it's all about me. I mean, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. All of these mediums promote narcissism at its maximum. In fact, as I said, I think we're going to go into a period of ultra narcissism because we are from a slightly older generation. Although I know, Raz, you're probably like 22, but I'm talking about I'm talking about like Gen Zs who are growing up with this entire world around them, which is purely based around narcissism, based around look at me and pay attention to me. This attention seeking world in which they're raised in, they are going to be far more narcissistic than any generation prior to them. Because back in the day, going back several hundred years ago, you would have to do something of great magnitude to be remembered, to have a statue made for you. You would have to lead armies. You would have to run nations. You would have to do great things to be remembered in history. Now, you just post a bunch of idiot TikTok dances and thousands and millions of people click and like you. You don't have to do much to get so much attention anymore. So that sense of narcissism within us is going to be quadrupled, is going to be maximized, where you just do some, simple stuff. You don't have to lead armies. You don't have to be a king or a queen or write great novels or great philosophy or great poetry to be liked by millions, to get that dopamine hit of likes and comments. So no, I think narcissism is going to increase in the future. If the Western civilization makes it out of this phase, then we might consider traveling to these far off places of Mars and out of the solar system. But humanity is far from sort of being at a place where we can actually make these things happen. So because I'm not just looking, you guys were looking at like the black community. I'm looking at it as a human race. I'm looking at the entire landscape of humanity. And if you actually look across all of the different civilizations, all the different countries in the world, we are far from civilized people. I mean, there's pockets of civilization, but overall, we are very savage to each other. Look at all the wars. Look at all the things that are happening around the world. We are murdering and killing each other at incredible rates. So I don't see at the moment we are there, but potential. We always have potential. Anyway, thank you. I've spoken too long. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Hafez. I think you brought up some really good points. We wasn't just talking about from the black perspective. That was chaotic's opinion. I'm actually talking about general. So I do thank you for saying that. I think that in this world of technology and this social whatever, what is it, social platform stuff. Yeah, that was a really great point. We have Latasha on the panel. Thank you, Latasha, for joining. I love your hair. It is beautiful. How are you doing tonight?
Hi, I'm doing fine, and thank you.
Thank you. We are talking about gaslighters and narcissism and manipulators, things of that nature. What do you think about that? And the first question was, do you know thyself? Can you be manipulated, and have you dealt with those things?
I say yes and no. I do know myself. I can say yes and no because I have been manipulated, and I've seen it before it even approached me. I deal with this basically every day. I have a sick mom. Just
Mm,
recently, just recently had a stroke, and she's really dependent. She's a real dependent person right now, as to what she was before. But I have these siblings that that I actually brought my sister here from out of town to come and help out with my mom because it's basically just us here. I have a brother here. He is the most narcissistic, selfish person I know. But nobody this is the way my family is. They rather say, "Oh, I don't have anything to do with it. I don't have nothing to do with it," instead of just speaking how they feel, and they'll go around it and speak about it to someone else when the person that's needs to be addressed is right here. None of them like me because I'm that person. I'm gonna call you out. I'm not afraid of you.
Yeah.
He'll jump to violence and things like that. We've even had a fight. Like me and my kids had to jump and beat his ass because he's just a woman hater. Like in my opinion, he's a woman hater. I don't feel like he care about my mom much.
Oh wow, I'm sorry to hear that.
He comes here. He'll come here. He only come here if someone else is here. He doesn't like really vibe with me. And I don't know why he doesn't vibe with me when I've been gone 20 years. I've been gone 20 years and I just came
Hmm.
back. I've been back like 2 years now. Never did
Hmm.
this guy anything. Never, I always try to get along with him. But at this point, right now, I'm like, why am I trying to please or try to entertain this guy when he really just don't give a damn? It doesn't matter what you do. He's never gonna be the person that
Yeah.
that's gonna he's not gonna change. I don't know if it's the drugs or what, but he's just
Hmm.
not gonna change. But it's so stressful to me, to watch my mom. She doesn't really know what's going on, and she's always asking about him and stuff like that. And I'll just make up a story or anything and just tell her. But me as like a whole, it really hurts, that to see that the care that they don't have.
Hmm.
But at
Yeah.
the same time, I do thank God that I came here because I think my mom would be passed away if I wasn't.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm glad that you're able to be there for your mom, and I'm so sorry that she experienced that. Um or the people who should be helping or who you feel should help her, you're saying they're so focused on their own life that they don't.
It really brought me bringing them in brought me more problems basically.
Yeah.
Taking care of my mom, now I'm helping to take care of my nieces, my nephew, help out my
Oh
sister.
wow.
Like all the weight is on my shoulders.
Oh no.
As a person, I'm built for this. I can
Hmm.
because I do believe in God. And I believe like the narcissistic things and all these negative things that always around us I feel like those are just, how should I say, demonic spirit from,
Spirits. It's just traits.
yeah,
Everything
fear,
spirit. It's a trait. It's a demon.
it's
It's an
here,
entity.
it's here to put fear in you. So it'll lessen your faith in God.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, Latasha, I don't want to be in your business like that, but I would say that I think that is very honorable that you're helping your mom, and I think that it's very honorable that you're helping all the other people in your family. But you don't have to help them other people in your family, especially if they are adults.
yeah, and it keeps it, and every time it hits me, it like it slaps me right in my face.
Hmm.
Or
Because, like, what value are they bringing to your life? Like, what are they getting from you, and what a fulfillment do you get from helping them? Like if you're constantly helping them.
I've just always been like a helpful person. I feel like when I moved away from home and I moved from New Orleans to Texas. I feel like
Okay.
great friends. Someone was always there for me, and I was always blessed to be able to help people. You know,
Hmm.
so when I come home, why not help your family if they need you? You know,
Yeah.
why not share the blessing? That's all.
You're
It's,
gonna get blessings and
Yeah.
rubies and jewels in her crown when she gets to heaven. This is a
Yeah, you'll
testament.
definitely get that. But people will drain you here on this earth right now.
tell you,
And it's sad you gotta wait to get to heaven to get the reward.
Does anybody like to want to speak on the things that Tasha has said tonight? D.
Yeah, I want to speak on that, man. You gotta start cutting motherfuckers off. You know what I'm saying? I mean, excuse
yeah,
me
I
for
get,
cussing, but you
but
gotta start cutting people off and subtracting them out of your life because that's just gonna wear you down mentally, and
uh,
you don't wanna continue to do that. And people grown, man. They need to start, taking care of themselves and start doing for themselves. You know what I mean?
some for with that like both my brother, my sister. I didn't know they were getting high. They're getting high on coke. They're getting high
Oh,
every day. Like
Damn, that's an expensive addiction right there.
I have nieces and nephews here with my sister, but if I don't help them, who will? You know?
yeah, like the kids, yeah, but the parent.
Like yesterday, I have a younger brother, and they all live with my younger brother. My mom's live here with me, but
Hmm.
brother called me every other day. She's gone. She's left the kids. She's gone. But she get. I got her. I got her a good ass job. Make more money than me, with no experience.
Hmm.
Every week we get paid the same day. Every week we get paid the same day. I watch her. I watch her run off, like just take off from the kids. You know, they're young kids. They're not old enough, but they're not old enough to take care of themselves or be left by themselves. She doesn't. But I gotta help them. You know, I gotta help them.
Hmm.
I was
And
off to the part yesterday. I told her I'm gonna call CPS on your ass because you know, for me, she's telling them don't come over here because she doesn't want me to see what she's doing. But I already see. You know, I know.
yeah, and
But
then and I'm sorry to cut you off. And in actuality, that's the thing. We're not helping them. We're only giving them what they want and what they need at that time. If we're great enablers, that's going to continue to allow people to abuse us. That's going to continue to allow them to do their behavior and demonic behavior that they're doing because you are enabling that, allowing it to happen. But if you have any type of power in doing that, if it's kids, yeah, you take care of the kids. I can understand your nieces and nephews, but I agree with D. But how do you do that when it's family members? How do you do that when it's your blood?
and,
Like
and
that's
that's
the
the
I
difficult
mean,
part.
sometimes, man, you just gotta, you just gotta let go, man. I mean, even though it is your blood, you just gotta let them go and let
I
them
really
do their
want
own thing. I
I
mean, how long are you gonna
that,
keep
but the
enabling it?
backlash
Oh, my bad.
behind that, you know, even though I'm trying to help my nieces and nephews, I'm really just powerless. All I could do is step in and help them out. But I really want her hand pushed to where she has, you know, you have to at least.
Hmm.
But what if she doesn't, and they take my nieces and nephews away? You know, I'm a convicted felon. I have
Hmm.
an aggravated assault charge that stem from some other situation. But
Hmm.
I won't. I wouldn't even be a candidate. You know, that was
Yeah.
full character as you know as a person that could really help them. That does you know that does help them. So you know, I'm like stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Hmm.
So,
So you're doing everything to keep your family together, basically.
but
Yeah.
it's like pulling teeth. It's like pulling teeth.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's
I'm
the beauty of it.
my
I'm
brother
sorry. What did you say?
day of my life. I don't even have to see him because he's always been like that. You know, like some people they just never change.
Yeah.
He's that person. But I'm not the same Tasha when I left here and when I came back. I'm 43 years old. I left here. I was a 19-year-old girl, but I never been this. I don't know. Even this entire city is like I don't fit in. Like
Mhm.
I don't fit in with none of my old friends, none of that because I've been somewhere else and
Mhm.
I've lived different. But it's like it's tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like really in the debate of just take my mom and go, but go go where?
Yeah, I think that you have to focus on why you came back home, and if your reason to come back home was to help your mom, then you should focus on that because you can't be effective to your mom for your mom being weighed down by what they're doing and what they need. So if your focus is her, then you should do everything that's necessary for you to be able to be effective for mom.
Pretty much.
Black Moses, I see you in the back. I keep letting you up, but you keep dropping. So come back if you're back there. Thank
Yeah, I
you,
love to hear
Latasha, for being.
his thoughts on this.
Thank you, Latasha, for joining the panel and being transparent with those things that you shared. Um, yeah,
I,
that's a lot to deal with, and I just wish you the best in that situation, peace and blessings and strength, because I know that it's a tough situation to be in.
yeah. Spirit is a friend of mine. She knows what I go through, you know.
Yeah, okay. All
She
right, Spirit. Thank you for bringing her to the show.
she's
No
been
problem.
we've been friends what almost 20 years now,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
and
I've been there and we've been through some, like I told somebody tonight, I said we might have lost touch, but we always been connected. Good hearted people connect. God don't bring bad heart. Don't he show you so many people. If she would have burned me back in the day or something, I probably wouldn't give a damn. She's never burned me. She always kept it real. She always kept it 100,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
people gotta understand it. Like, ooh, the narcissistic people.
people don't understand that. Like people
They
don't
don't have genuine friends that you can call on and say, girl, look, I'm $65 short on my light bill.
they
I'm
take
call her.
your advice as judgment. You know,
Yeah, I can call her. If
it,
my light bill, you could have call
I
her
mean,
as a friend.
I'm evil because I have a voice. I'm never gonna be that girl.
That I just was talking about that earlier in the
I know,
broadcast
I know
tonight
where abuse come from. Not saying,
about telling the truth.
I heard
not
about
saying anything. Allowing things to happen. Not telling people how you feel. I'm gonna. If I'm feeling some type of way, you gonna know about it.
D, were
Because
you
it's
trying
hard
to
to
say
hold
something?
it in.
I care. You know why? Because I care about people. I care about how people feel. So of course, I care about how I feel or how I'm gonna be. How I'm being treated. From the world. But with this family thing, I don't. I don't. I don't. I don't. I don't. I tried. That's all I can.
Yeah.
I tried.
You did
Yeah.
the best you could,
It's,
with that situation. It's sad
Thank,
though.
yeah. Thank you for that. We have Black Moses on the panel. Thank you, Black Moses, for joining tonight. We are talking about narcissism, gaslighting, and projectors. We some of us have come to the conclusion that that type of behavior is negative in your life. What do you think about that?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. All right. Good, good, good. What's going on, everybody? Chat, chat, chat. What's going on? This is Black Moses, aka Black Measy. Your grandmama says kept secret. But anyway, as far as narcissism, this is how you got to look at it because this is what it is. Like I think how Hafez was kind of touching on this. Narcissism is a human trait. We're all narcissistic.
yeah.
It's just that some of us are more narcissistic than others. There's degrees of narcissism. And the highest degree of narcissism is the most bothersome. But here's the thing because it's based on not self centeredness, but survival. You have to have some kind of narcissism and self care to survive.
Right.
And anybody who gives all of themselves to a highly degreed narcissist without anything in return, you're a buffoon.
Yeah. I
I
feel
mean,
like
really, you're a buffoon. You should
well,
not give nothing of yourself without having some self interest.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem. The highest degrees of narcissism, those are the ones who gaslight because if it's all about them to the highest degree, they just want to use.
right.
But
Yeah.
we have a saying, right? Hurt people hurt people. So when a big narcissist uses a person, once that person recovers from that narcissist, they become a narcissist of high degree themselves. They become a big narcissist. Why? Because they were hurt by a narcissist. They
Mm-hmm.
gave up all their energy to a narcissist. So when they recover from that, it's all about them. That's why women on the rebound hurt guys. That when they were hurt by a narcissist guy. And here's a real good example. Here's a real good example. And I think Hafez touched on it, but I'm gonna touch on it even further.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up, especially when I was coming up, the big stars were movie stars and television stars. That was it. This was before social media. All
Mm-hmm.
we had was movie stars and television stars. But look how narcissists we are now. Ever since social media, everybody has to have a YouTube channel. Everybody has to have somebody watching them. Everybody
Absolutely.
has to have a voice. One person starts a channel, and a plethora of people
Yeah,
have to start a channel
yeah,
too because they want to be heard too. That's
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
narcissism. Because you're saying if they can do it, I can do it too,
So you think
huh?
that there's
And,
levels
and
of
some of these channels, you have some of these people that makes it all about them, and they don't really care about the people that's watching them or the people that's loyal to them because they are narcissists. They still walk over those people too, and some of these people allow themselves to be walked over
Yeah.
until they can't take it anymore. And what do? They go and start their channel talking about that person.
Yeah.
It's all narcissism. It's just degrees of narcissism. But like I said before, any person that gives themselves completely up to a narcissist without any self interest of their own is a buffoon. You're a buffoon. You have to be thinking about yourself first. Because here's an example. Down here in Texas a while back, the weather got real bad, and the gas trucks had trouble delivering gas to the gas station. People were fighting in lines at those gas stations trying to get gas for themselves. Just think if they said there's a huge food shortage. We don't have any more food. How many, you're going to see people fighting in grocery stores for food. Why? Because people are thinking about themselves and those who they care about. Everybody's going to be thinking about self.
Yeah.
That's narcissism.
Moses.
And,
They do it now
and
with the littlest storms. They do it, Moses, here in Texas. I know in Houston
exactly,
they do
yeah.
it.
And,
They
and
do it
just think,
here.
and
They'll be out on the
Yeah.
corner selling a case of water for $50, like price gouging. Like it's selfish, greed.
exactly. That's narcissism, and we all have degrees of it. Some of us smaller than others, and some of us to a degree to where nobody can stand you that you're so much of a narcissist. Here's another example. Remember the Popeye chicken sandwiches, and Popeye started running short of the chicken sandwiches, and niggas was jumping through the drive-through window,
Yeah.
mad with flip-flops on, trying to get at them chicken sandwiches, thinking about themselves and one thinking about the other people in the drive-through. That was narcissism.
Mhm.
We are all narcissists. We all should be having our own self-interest at heart. Yeah, you want to be altruistic. You want to think about people. You want to care about people. But first and foremost, you got to make sure that you're straight first. You can't take care of nobody else unless you're straight first. So you got
Yeah.
to have some kind of narcissistic. We've turned it into a bad word. We've turned it into a bad word because of the bad examples of narcissism. The big narcissist, yeah, we've turned it into a bad word, but it's not. It's just another word for self love. If you go back to the story of the guy, the narcissist, the name that is named after, he was just a guy that stared at himself for so long that I think he turned into a flower in Greek mythology. That's where it comes from. He just loved himself. So I have to ask, how much do you love yourself? How much? Some people love themselves a little bit, some people love themselves a lot, and some don't love themselves at all. It's not demons. It's not demons. It's the degree of how much you love yourself. Yeah, I'm a narcissist. Sometimes I could be a small narcissist. Sometimes I could be a huge narcissist. When I was young, if I had a girl and she was letting me use and abuse her, I wasn't letting up. I wasn't letting her up. And when I let her go, she fell heavy. She fell heavy, and when she came back with vengeance. She came, and that's how you ladies are. Dude use you up, and you give him everything you got, and you get nothing in return. What do? You come back with a vengeance. Let's not fool each other. We're all narcissists. Just recognize how much of a narcissist you are. And that's where I'm gonna go with. I ain't finna talk about folks was apes like Blackie came on here and did earlier. I ain't finna do all that. We're, we're all narcissists. We are all narcissists. It's high degrees of narcissism that do the gaslighting and all that stuff. That's high degrees of narcissism. But when you got to have some kind of narcissism, you got to love yourself somewhat. Don't give up all yourself and have nothing for yourself or your children or nothing. Don't do that. There's
So
nothing wrong with it. It's just a matter of if it goes too far.
Yeah.
And that's all I got to say.
So thank you for that, Moses. I think that people can have a level of self-awareness that can be big. I think that people can have self-esteem. I think to be narcissistic, when you're speaking on people who are trying to warp people's realities or who are constantly on the defense of telling folks that things aren't what they seem. I think that that is problematic, and I don't think that everyone is that way. I think that everyone has the capability to be that, but I don't think that everyone necessarily exercises that to a particular level. I think the extreme narcissism is what is usually out there with the social media things, the constant likes, the constant showing how you eat, what you eat, telling people that what they're doing is completely incorrect because of this following you gain. But I don't think that everyone has that completely in them. Exercises that.
Can I just talk to
Yeah.
something that Black Moses, what he says is correct in a lot of ways, and actually there's an evolutionary imperative in that. There is actually a book by Richard Dawkins, of a very prominent evolutionary biologist, who's is called The Selfish Gene.
Mm,
Being selfish is actually what has got us to where we are. It is because your ancestors fought and killed other people to survive in order to make it
Yeah.
to in order to for you to for them to have children, for you to be here. We are all products of selfishness ultimately, because your ancestors survived and somebody else's ancestors didn't. Not only that, on an even smaller level, your particular sperm made it to the egg when thousands of others perished. On that level alone, you are a product of a selfish sperm, the one that made it, and others perished. We're all results of some level of selfishness, because if it wasn't for that, you wouldn't be here. You would
right.
perish with the millions and millions that have already perished throughout history of mankind. So selfishness and self-centeredness is actually at our root on a DNA level even. So it takes tremendous level of will to be able to overcome that. And this is where a lot of the Buddhists and stuff talk about the self, and try to reflect upon the self and to become better than what our genes and our DNA tell us, to be more than what we are physically. Essentially, this is where the spiritual, I guess you could say, comes into it, is that to elevate ourselves in spite ourselves, to be better than ourselves in spite of everything within us that tells us you should be selfish, you should be self-centered, you should look out for number one, and damn to everyone else. And so to overcome that and to be altruistic is an incredibly difficult thing. This is why the Buddhists, they consider anyone who's reached these heights to be considered people of great admiration, that they've reached nirvana, they've become enlightened, because it is incredibly difficult, and a minute amount of people ever really achieve it. Most of us are slaves to our instincts and to our genes. And this is why the other thing about gaslighting, I just want to quickly point, is if we are gaslighted all the time. The next time you buy a pair of shoes, the next time you go and buy a sandwich or a pair or clothes, I promise you, some advertising company had something to do with that decision making. If it wasn't, if gaslighting and subliminal messaging doesn't work, advertising and marketing wouldn't be a multi-billion-dollar industry. We are constantly gaslighted on multiple levels. Sometimes we recognize it, sometimes we don't. But I promise you, your everyday life is filled with gaslighting, with billboards and adverts and signs telling you what to do, what to eat, what to buy, what to wear, all the time. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Hafez. So, are you and Moses saying to be selfish is to be narcissist as well? Is that the
It's
same
to,
thing?
yeah, but to be selfish, not to put a bad twist on it, it just means you got to look out for yourself first. Like I just said, you can't take care of anybody until you take care of yourself first. So selfishness is innate. It's a survival trait, you know. So if you're giving up yourself without taking care of yourself, you are a buffoon. You need to seek help if you're doing that. People that do that are always the ones that end up getting hurt, and you shouldn't do it.
It's that,
Just
right?
and you shouldn't feel bad about doing it. You know, you should tell people, hey, I got to make sure I'm straight before I can help you out. And if they don't understand that, then they're a narcissist. If they're wanting to for you to give up whatever you got, give up yours for the sake of them, that's a big energy narcissist. That's a high level of narcissism. When you tell a person that, they should say, yeah, I understand. They should automatically understand, because they would do the same thing. But a high narcissist, shit, he's like, hell no. Want that? Give me that. Give me all of it. I don't know. You take care of yourself later. It's me first. That's a narcissist. You got to have some degree. How are you gonna eat? Just think, you're hungry as hell. You got a plate of food in front of you. Then somebody can say, I'm hungry. Give me your. You give them your plate before you can take a bite. Now you're still hungry. That's
Yes.
foolish. That's buffoonery right there. You got
Yes.
at least say, well, let me eat some of this, and I'll give you some what's left. You could give them a little bit, just a little bit, but don't give them the whole damn plate
No.
without you eating. What,
No.
what, what, what are we talking about here? And that's what people do, and they end up feeling like shit when they do it. And that's the problem. You do it, and then you feel bad, like I can't. Then you on chats and panels and shows. I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I went through that. Well, hell, that's on you. You should have been a narcissist to some degree. I mean, really, it's called common sense. It really is. I mean, if you
Yeah.
really look at it, it's common sense. My mom, shoot, anybody around me coming up, but I can't take care of you until I take care of myself. Shoot.
Well, in response to that, I agree with what you're saying. I think that being selfish as well as self-preservation is key in maintaining yourself and who you are to keep your mind. A lot of people have been taught, do unto others as you want them to do unto you. A lot of people will tell you that the Bible preaches selfless nature and to be selfless, so they feel that to stand in the gap for certain people and relationships is a godly thing, a loving thing, a thing that an act that will be reciprocated to them. Are
Okay,
you
but then
Yeah,
the
but at the
church don't
same
want but
time,
ten
though,
percent.
but at the same
are you
But
time,
the
though,
church
if
don't
you
want but
broke,
10%.
if you broke,
And God bless the child that has his
if you
own. So
if
what
you
are we doing
broke,
here?
if you
Huh?
broke, you don't need to
What are
be
we
donating
doing?
no money nowhere. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? You
Uh,
need to be getting some extra
let,
shifts.
let
You
me
feel
go
me?
to a church and the Rev say he need 100%. I need all of it. I'm walking out of that church. I'm like, Rev, you're in violation. The Bible says 10%. So what are you talking about? And you got some preachers that are doing it. Oh, the Lord wants all of it. No, they say 10%, nigga. What are you doing for preaching? You know, I mean, it is what it is. You got 10%, you got 90% to take care of yourself. Yes, you are supposed to do charitable works, but you can't do charitable works if you broke as fuck. Real talk. If you hungry, how are you gonna go feed the hungry? I
so
mean, really. Think about that. So there has to be even a small inkling of narcissism in you. You got to take care of yourself. And that's mentally, emotionally, as well as physically. You got to
yeah.
make sure your mind right before you can help somebody else with their issues. You got to be. You guys let me make sure I'm straight. That's why you over there puffing on a J right now. You
No,
trying to
no,
get
no,
yourself
sir.
straight.
No, sir. I am I am enjoying this. No stress attached to this.
Yeah, why you over there puffing right now? You trying to get yourself straight. So
So what is
you
the point that people missing that? How do you reverse that? Because you can't tell people that, oh, you can't be helping people. God said if you put your hand out, you'll get something back. Some people feel you have to be there for family. You have to be
Man, God ain't said that.
you have
God said, ask, seek, and knock.
okay.
Asking it will be given, seeking it'll be found, knocking the door be open. That's what God said. What y'all talking? And that's what each and everybody should be saying. He ain't saying knock on my door and ask me and seek me out. It might be something else. But for real, what are y'all? What part of the Bible y'all reading? All
Yeah.
I read is God saying is you can't read Proverbs. That's what you need to read Proverbs. You can't take care of nobody until you can take care of yourself. So you build up a vast multitude for yourself, and then you can help people. That's what it's about. It ain't about you give up everything so people can come back and point fingers at you and say, "Damn, that was she's a fool," because that's what they gonna do. That's what they're gonna do. If you give up everything you got thinking you're being all altruistic and charitable and thinking God is gonna help, God is gonna even say, why did you give all that up? God is even gonna ask you that. When you go through them pearly gates and they read it off, God is gonna say, why did you give up all your worldly possessions to these people only to have them laugh at you? and he probably cast you out. Am I right or wrong, Hafez? He's going to cast you out. So people that complain about narcissists, it's usually because they kept giving more and more of themselves without nothing in return until the narcissist just got rid of, just said, okay, I don't need you no more. Those are the people that complain about narcissists. Usually, when it is a mutual understanding, then nobody complains, whether it's a high narcissist or not. You have to check that high level narcissist and say, hey, I'm doing all this, but what am I getting out of it? You, at some point, you got to say that. You got to check them. And
Oh,
that's only when you're dealing with a high level narcissist. And most of these people that complain and end up crying and boo-hooing, they've dealt with a high level narcissist and got nothing in return. That's usually the case. If it's mutual, nobody's complaining. Nobody.
But
So
didn't
somewhere in y'all midst and sometime in your life, in your vicinity, you've come across a high level narcissist. You gave everything up to him, yourself, whatever you had to give, and you got nothing in return. And you are somewhat mentally still suffering for it.
yeah, exactly.
Moses,
That's
Moses,
happened.
didn't God say vanity is a sin?
Yeah. Yeah, vanity, yeah.
Isn't narcissism a form of vanity?
No, narcissism is not. Narcissism, see, that word is not. It doesn't, it says vanity, and vanity is like really just being on yourself like that. But narcissism, that's a man-made word. That's a Greek word. It's rooted in Greek mythology. Narcissus is that Greek character who stared at himself so much that he turned into a plant or a flower. There's a
Yeah, but
flower named
that's,
after him.
that's the
And
love
that's
of
where that
self.
word comes from. That is a Greek word. It's not
But
in the
that's
Bible.
but
One
that is
second,
the
you
love of
guys.
self.
Yeah,
It's the
one.
love, yeah, it's the love of self, but love
Mm-hmm.
of self is okay if you love yourself, but you shouldn't love yourself too much to where it's afflicting other people. The narcissist person, he didn't afflict anybody else. He only afflicted himself. He loved himself so much that the gods, the Greek gods, turned him into a flower because he couldn't stop looking at himself. So if you got a narcissist that's doing that and they're only affecting themselves, that's on them. But when they're affecting other people, then it's a problem. And God says vanity, not narcissism. So there's different levels of vanity. Yeah. You have the woman that gets all the eyelashes and fake hair and butt injections and boob injections to where hell, her body's so fake to where it starts falling off and she's looking crazy on the gram or on Instagram. That's vanity and she's paying for it. That's her sin. She was so vain, she had to get all that stuff done. You ain't seen them women walking around with them lopsided titties and ass hard on one side and soft on the other one. You ain't seen that? That's vanity. That's what vanity did to them. Those ain't narcissists. Those are vanity driven women.
One
That's
second, Moses. Thank you. One second, Moses. Thank you for that. Blue Jay says, Ross, thank you so much for your shows. They help me recenter. Thank you for that, Blue Jay. I appreciate that. They read and memorize their verses. They can weaponize. I believe she's talking about those who read the Bible and say things about that in Christianity. Logic says no good deed goes unpunished. Blue Jay, I love the Bible, though I'm not knocking it. Okay. I saw some other stuff. I'm so sorry. Thank you for that, Moses. Yes, that is a form of vanity, and a lot of them keep going and going and going. Hafez or Latasha or Spirit, did you guys have anything to say to anything that Moses so kindly shared with us today?
Well, I feel as Moses did hit a lot of key points, you know, as far as the Bible goes. He did hit a lot of key points. Like he was going in. I thank you for that, brother.
oh, you're welcome. You're
We
welcome.
appreciate brothers like you. And that's coming
Yeah,
from
yeah. And I thank you for listening. Hey, y'all subscribe to What's Up. You put my stuff up there, Ross. What's up, Moses? I'm trying to see. I'm being narcissist right now by asking them to check my stuff out.
no, you
Yes,
ain't being
make
narcissistic.
you a
You just give
moderator.
your words. Can I ask you
To
a question,
respond.
Moses?
Yeah, go ahead.
I got two questions.
Okay.
What made you name yourself Moses?
Oh man,
Like Moses.
Moses is my favorite character in the
In the
Bible.
Bible.
He is my favorite character. And also, there's a show, because I call myself Black Moses. There's a show called Black Jesus.
That's
And
one of my
because
favorite
Moses is my
shows. When I
favorite
was,
character, I said he calls himself Black Jesus. I'm gonna be Black
he's a
Moses. Yeah.
but see,
So
that was one of my favorite shows when I was into worldly things, and I just that was one that used to be my show.
yeah, I have fun with it. I have fun with it. So and then the other thing is, like I said, Moses let my people go. So when I come on here as Moses, I'm trying to let my people's minds go. That's what I'm doing. You're already free. It's just your
Word,
mind is still bound, and I'm trying to
word.
let my people's minds go.
Okay, my second question.
That's gonna be a tough battle
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm
because you
sorry.
can't change
I
them
know
all.
I'm a tiffy, but you asked earlier. You said something about chaotic.
Somebody,
Do you
one
know
second.
him?
Somebody has some feedback. Can you mute? So not you, Spirit, but can everybody else mute?
Is it me?
Oh, that may be me because my hand is on the bottom of my phone. Is it
Okay.
still doing it?
Oh,
No,
it's
but
fine. Thank you.
Sorry about that.
because you said something about chaotic. Do you know him?
Yeah, yeah. I've been on this show uh a lot of time. That's my guy. That's my frat. No, that's my guy,
Oh,
Little Blackie. I call him Little Blackie from Africa. He's half African, or is he?
I
Is he
know.
all African? Yeah, but that's
I
my
think he
guy.
is
That's my
all
guy.
African. But I just
Yeah,
asked.
He's a first generation Nigerian American.
Right.
His parents used to throw spears and sharp rocks
I'm not gonna
and
let you
swing on
talk
trees,
about
and they
his
brought him here, and he's doing a little better than him.
It don't do that matter. It, it don't do that
You
matter.
know,
But that's my guy, though. That's my guy.
I know
That's
him
my
too.
guy.
And I don't think he know who I am, but we gonna keep it like that. But I know him too, and I just was asking because when you referred to him, I'm like, oh, he must know him and what he about.
Oh yeah, that's my guy. Yeah,
so
As
Black
long as
Moses.
that's your guy.
that's my friend. I always give him a hard time. I just because I want him to be better. That's why. I'm older. I'm older, so it's like I gotta school him. I want him to be better, but he's on the right track.
So Black Moses, the question that I posed tonight was, do you know thyself in regards to these particular gaslighters and particular manipulators that might come into your life? So do you know yourself, and are you protected against those people and behaviors?
Definitely, and the main reason is, and I've been hearing it from y'all, and I say, man, they doing better. I've heard people say, be in the world, not of it. Right? So these people are everywhere. They're everywhere. And the reason y'all feel them or sometimes y'all are hurt is because y'all think deeply. Like I was telling you, you think deeply. Most of these people don't think deeply. They're surface people. They're living hand to mouth. They're only worried about their surface carnal needs. But if you think deeply, you feel more, you think more. So because you're
That's my
thinking more,
problem.
they're not. They're only
I,
thinking about what can you do for them right then, right now. How can
My
you please them? How can you satisfy them? I'm hungry,
Mhm.
I'm horny, and all that other stuff.
Black
What
Moses.
can you do for me? But when you
I
think
fix
deeply, you can feel their I don't want to say evil, because I don't want to give that power saying they can give evil. And Carla, I know
Oh,
y'all use the word
don't
demons a
support
lot, but
evil is evil.
Wait,
well,
Black
well,
Moses.
don't
Wait,
don't give
can
them
I
that
say something?
power, because evil is a power, just like
But you gotta call
good
them
is a
out.
power. That's a power. They're just like you call them selfish, but they're not evil. They're still learning. They're still
Get
learning.
lost. Lost
You know.
soul.
So,
So
Black
if
Moses,
you're
I
in
got
the
a
world
question
and not
for you.
of it, you're gonna see a lot of these people, and you just use your discernment and just sidestep
Question
them.
for you.
You just sidestep them by using your discernment, because you'll see more than them than you see of yourselves.
Okay. You got a question,
Honestly,
Black
you will,
Moses.
because most
I have a
most
question.
people, like I said, most people are narcissistic in
Black
degrees,
Moses just took over the show.
and when they're narcissistic in degrees, they're only thinking about surface
You
level
got
stuff. Like
it,
I
Black
said, they
Moses.
live
I got a question
hand
for you.
to mouth, hand to mouth. So if
one,
you are a deep thinker and you feel deeply, then you should be able to identify that and just sidestep it, or even verbally say, "Hey, I'm not doing that. Keep it moving. Get the fuck out of my face." Whatever you got to tell them, so they can feel it and know, "Hey, this person is not going to let me get away with this." Because most of them are just trying to get by. You know, they just trying to get back to that next dollar, that next plate of food, that next piece of ass, or however you want to call it. They're just trying
Thank
to get by on that. So you
that.
got so if you think deeply enough, you should be able to instantly identify it and sidestep it. But
Thank
most of
you.
us can't. Some of us feel so deeply, we feel like we can help these people. You can't help them. You really can't.
But
Thank you
wait,
for that, Moses.
Yeah.
Latasha had a question. Latasha, what's your question that you wanted to ask?
I'm one of those people. I'm one of those people that he's talking about. I am like, if someone comes to me and they tell me like their problems or what they need to do or whatever like that, it automatically like sticks in my brain too.
You're
Like if
empathetic.
I'm in their predicament, what should they do? I'm gonna go find a resolution to tell them what they need to do. It's always, even if I walk away, it can be a stranger, anything like that. And I'm just having a conversation with them. This person will stay on my heart or stay on my mind so long. Even if I never see them again, I'm still trying to figure out what they need to do, how they need to do it. But how do you get over that? Like
By telling yourself that shit ain't none of my
That's not a, that's
business.
not that's not it's not a something you could just tell yourself.
No,
Because
it is.
I'm this
You
person here
no,
who's
hey,
good at cutting motherfuckers off.
yeah,
I
and
don't
that's
I,
what
I
you need.
don't I
You
don't
need to
really
do it to a
recognize
higher
anything in
degree.
people, but that thought of people. When I'm hearing someone's story, I don't forget. My mind just is there, you know.
I'm telling you, you have to you got to practice it. You really have to practice it. That's why I say you got to be proactive in your thinking. Sometimes, see when people like that, and see you've identified that you do that, right?
Yeah.
So
So
you have to proactively, when you get up in the morning, you got to proactively tell your mind, "Hey, we not going for that. We sidestepping all of that." You got to do it proactively because when you're not thinking, and then they come up with you with a problem, it automatically attaches itself to you because you didn't proactively use your mind earlier and said, "I'm not going to get involved in none of that." Because
But
when
I
you
got a
when
it's not even like being involved or anything like that. I think it's just like human. I think it's human nature, just
nah, it's
natural
not.
thing that
That's
when
not human nature.
you
That's
know,
not.
it's
That's
not
not human
those
nature.
things doesn't hurt me or bother me
That's what
because
you're doing to your detriment. That's what you're doing to your
but
detriment.
the thing
That ain't
is
human
it's not a
nature.
bother. It's not a bother for me. The things that bother me are the people that are around me that take my kindness for weakness and stuff like that. But like in general, people, I just feel like, if someone comes to me, approach me and with a conversation or anything, I should be receptive to hear. It doesn't really matter if it's a good story or a bad story or old story or new story. You should be
True.
receptive to it because look, why say what should I say? Like I don't want to hear that shit.
No,
That's
just
your
be
fucking
be
problem.
kind. Be
And
kind. Hey,
but
no, this is what you do. Be kind, and when they get to telling you their problems, mid sentence, say, "Ooh, I forgot it's something I need to do. Get at me when I see you again, and keep
see,
it
I
moving."
see,
so
see
Tasha.
now
You have
with
to
Rose,
that
Rose,
stop them
pleasure.
mid
Have a good night,
sentence.
with
everyone.
that that's
Thank
a
you.
problem that I have with my family right now.
I'm
Well,
sorry.
hey, you
Nobody
gotta,
says
hey,
nobody
stop
say
a
shit.
mid sentence. You gotta cut them off mid. Hey, I got something to do. I'll get right back with you, and never get back with them. You need to be the person that they say she's acting funny now. See, she
Yeah, I
acting
am that.
funny.
I'm that
You
too.
need
Yeah,
to be that person.
Shit.
You
I'm
need to be
that
yeah.
too.
that person.
I'm that too. When they cut off, I'm acting funny. But
Yeah, you need to be that person times 10 now. You might need to turn yourself into a high level narcissist because of what you're dealing with. You might have
yeah,
to be like,
I
it's
do
all
have a
about
lot of
me.
narcissistic traits. I like shit to
Yeah,
go away.
because let me tell you something. You can make yourself crazy dealing with folks.
Yeah,
You
I'm
can make
seeing that.
yourself crazy. And I'm telling you, when you get to that point, it's not good. It's going to manifest itself in a horrible way.
So I would say to that, Latasha, I have once been in your shoes at one point. Being a person who left home to do some things and my family is dependent on me or my father and things of that nature. I was a person who felt like I'm always supposed to help or I should help or I'm entitled to help because I'm the oldest or whatever, or I'm educated and I know this arena so I can do this and help them. But it was a detriment to myself, as Ivan mentioned. I've lost money for trying to help family members and friends. I've lost things that I needed in my livelihood for trying to help just people and not having the ability to pull myself out of it, to not value myself a whole lot more. At that time, I lacked assertiveness. I lacked being able to speak up for myself. I lacked being able to relish in saying, no, I can't do it.
Yeah,
And years later, I have realized the benefits of that. It took a lot to be assertive, meaning I needed to think of myself first, love myself, like stand up for myself first. There is nothing in this world that you can do for them that
they can't do for
they can't do
themselves.
for themselves.
Right.
And it's gonna get to a point, like I said, you're gonna continue to help, and that help is nothing for them. It's just letting them know that when they don't have it, they can still always count on you. That doesn't motivate them to make any change in their life. And I had to learn that. Had a lot of addiction in my family from other family members, and if they don't have no money, you try to help them pay their light bill, you try to help them get some money, but that still lets them go out and spend their money and not be responsible. That's not your responsibility. They need to learn how to live life, and you have to be okay with letting them fall however the chips will fall from them.
Right.
Yeah, and I just want to add something to that. Let me ask you this, Latasha. Like I said, it'll be your detriment. So I want to ask you, if you answer no to these questions, then you know what you need to do. Do you want to be one of those bag ladies screaming at herself, walking downtown, that has went completely mad, arguing with herself out in public, carrying a bunch of bags. Her clothes are dirty. She has on 3 and 4 stacks of clothes because that's all she's got. She's a streetwalker. She's totally incoherent. And you were like, who is she talking? She's fussing at herself. When I hear some of those people, those people on the streets, those homeless people talking loudly and fussing at themselves, they're talking to people that they tried to help that let them down.
But look, wait a
So
minute.
ask
Let's wait.
yourself, do you want to be
Let's take
that
this. Wait,
person?
let me take this down a notch. I am not. Look, I'm not far. I was talking about a situation with a brother and a sister. I am not a person that anybody could just just walk over. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that. I'm not that kind of girl. I'm talking about. Trust me. Everybody who knows me, no, I'm not. I'm not a weak girl.
I
No,
believe you.
they're not. No, nobody. You see how my voice changed? So, and Black Moses, you talk too much. You don't get. You
Goddamn
remind me
right.
of a girl I work with. You don't let. You don't have no. You don't let us in. You just took
No,
over
I'm
the
listening
show.
to you. What you talking about? I'm talking. Yeah, I'm gonna talk. You ask
You
me
just took
questions,
over the
I'm gonna
show
answer
though.
them.
You wouldn't even let me ask you a question.
You did
Goddamn.
ask me a question. I
We were
answered it.
having a discussion, not a
I'm sitting up
service.
here giving good game, and you telling me I talk too much. What's wrong with you,
What
Latasha?
I'm saying is you gotta let us in too. Damn, you took over. I'm not being
She's
rude and I
saying
appreciate
you're
your words,
That's what a
long-winded.
but
man's
I
supposed to
want
do.
to come
Take over.
through. I just been sitting here. I had like not even 5 minutes. I said what I had to say. You just came and took over. I
Thank
got
you.
plenty to say. Cause look, I'm good at cutting people off. If look, and with no regards, men, women, I don't give a damn who they are. I'm talking about a situation like with my family, like just looking for advice on it. Oh no, I'm not walking around crazy. I live.
No, I didn't say you was
Look.
walking around crazy.
I'm
I'm
in my
asking you, do
whole
you want to
mind.
be that?
No, I'm not gonna be that. I got a career that I focus on. I focus on taking care of my mom, but that don't break me down.
Yeah,
It's hard,
exactly.
but it won't. It's not nothing that break me down. I still walk out this door every day. I
That's
still get
right.
up. I go look. I go to a karaoke bar. I go out at night when they're asleep. I'm out
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, but I live my life. It's just dealing with them. I can deal with them. They can't deal with me because I'm gonna say how I feel. I could deal with them, but I don't. With that situation with the young ones, I gotta deal with them. That's something I gotta do. I raised 5 kids. You know, these my nieces and nephews, so that's like my new kids. I got grandkids. I look out for them too. I don't give up my all. I don't give up my all to everybody because you can't.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
they ain't paying no bills and shit like that. I don't have nobody paying nothing here. I got rid of my nigga because he didn't want to take me out. He didn't want to, anytime I go somewhere, he doesn't want to go. He don't want to participate. I come home, he on the game every day.
So
Hmm.
he
Ain't
want to play
considerate about
games.
me.
So he
But
just
at
want to.
first, for a
Get up
whole,
out of
this is what I
here.
did. I
So he
went
just
look.
wanted to play games and hit that ass. That's all he wanted to do.
No,
He
we
just wanted
wasn't
to
even
play
doing
games and hit
that.
that
Black
ass.
Moses,
You can't
golly.
kill no games. That's ignorant shit right there. Cause like I told you, I'm not that bitch. She not that girl. I'm not
I
no
can get
little
with that.
girl.
I
But
can get
look,
with that.
he wasn't in here smashing on me. He was playing this fucking game in the corner right there, like a fucking hermit crab. We worked the
No job.
same
Did he have a
job.
job?
I hope we work the same. We work at the same job. At the job,
Okay.
he lively and uppity. He would go everywhere I wanted to go. But when after a while, like I'm like, you know what? I'm keep saying, I'm like, you know what? You need to go get you. I don't even moved out my bedroom to sleep on my sofa. There, I never let nobody sleep on this shit. Just cause I'm just like really just sick of him. But we got this place together. I'm like, he gotta go. I wish he just go. Shit, we didn't even, we wouldn't get into it or nothing like that. But we just coexisting around each other. I'm like, you
So
know
you
what?
wanted your space, right?
I didn't want no fucking man boy. And
Mm.
Oh, so he was a man boy.
I didn't want no
Okay.
man boy. I done been with a low down ass motherfucker. I ain't never been no badder girl. I done had some try to fight, but I ain't never been no girl that got battered or whipped on. But I done been cheated on, talked bad on, cussed out, all that. But I married a man that treated me like gold.
Mm.
And when my husband passed away, I ain't never opened that door for no other nigga to treat me no other type of way. I don't curse men out. I don't call them bitches and hoes. We ain't gonna do none of that fighting or nothing like that. Cause I could just get crazier than them. You're going, but
Yeah.
I know how to step up and stand up for myself without being disrespectful towards them. Me and this man is friends right now. We work together every day. I told him, look, you gotta go get you a girlfriend. I'm like, I'm about to go. But I didn't want us to live together and me be out there messing with other men or stuff like that.
Okay. All right.
And
You
I'm
sound like a
still let
stand
look.
up.
You see what I'm
Yeah.
sitting here on the phone with y'all? Ain't no nigga coming here. I got friends. I go meet them in the street. We go to the karaoke bar and shit like that. And I come home. I
Okay.
don't want,
Oh wow.
I want a man, but I want a man. I want a man that act like a man that compliment me being a woman, and I
Mm.
don't have to
I
be
love.
like the man. I'm like the man
Already.
right here.
Already.
All right. Yeah, I like that. One second. Thank you, Hafez, for joining the panel. Mavic
Oh,
Plumman
her feds
said,
left.
yeah, Mavic Plumman
Oh,
says,
I forgot it's Ramadan.
if you ignore what? I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
didn't
Yeah,
know.
her feds is
that's real right
Ramadan.
there.
Ain't
Oh, I
her
should have.
feds Muslim?
It is Ramadan.
It was issues. It
Oh,
was
I'm sorry, Hafez. I do send you my condolences. I did not know that. If you ignore your neighbor's issues, they will become yours. We need stronger communities, not less. Meaning no more isolation.
Can
Jalad,
he extend on that?
I think
Oh,
he is
that's
right
meaning. Oh, I
here.
don't have nothing to do with it. That's not my
He
business.
says there are things you can do to help that don't destroy you, because
That,
if everyone puts responsibility onto others, no one will do it. And the world's effed up, which breeds narcissism, but we need to stop it.
right?
It's about balancing our health and helping. LA says Rod's girl the chain smoker. I've been smoking on the same thing all night. Mind your business.
Girl,
Rod's girl don't care about
Damn.
you. You are PT. Wise girl is a man. LA is tripping. LA, I'm about to get you up out of here. I don't care
Is
about
that
Oh,
your
triple seven?
PT. That's right.
he got it bad tonight calling women men. Cause I was offended with that man, and I done been on here with him
who
before
is that?
calling me a man.
Is that triple seven?
No, LA always mad at
That
me for
is a
some
woman. She ain't no man. Like why
That's a
be
He-Man
with
woman
me?
header stud.
reason.
Baby OD. I've been reading the comments since we've been on here, and people is really out of line.
Nah, they just got shit else to do to trying to pull a plug, pull a string. God, tampon you gonna get if you pull a string.
So
Why you
Latasha, you
gonna do
sound
bad
like a
to him? I
stand
think
up. You sound like you got it together. So it seems like everything you're doing is just building character for you.
Basically. My thing is I have expectations from my family, I have expectations from my kids. They're like my two youngest kids, they are I don't know, they fucking internet. I think they just been infused by the social media. The They don't understand that, people say they're spoiled. Like I spoiled them. I was never rich. I was never rich. I I raised them just like I raised the rest of them. But they don't understand how should I say it? How should I say it? Shit, I'm high, y'all. Sorry.
That is right where I want you to be. Thank you. See,
No, they
that's
don't
the
understand. I've been at work all day. I just puffed off and I'm smoking CBD. Sorry.
no, you good. And see,
But
black
look,
women, that is
they
the
don't
medicinal.
understand that when like if you can't stay here, you can't stay here. I don't care if you my child or what. I expect you to have a damn job and pay bills. You know, I expect you to do that. You're not going to college. You're not going to college, so you're not my dependent no more. I can't file you on my income tax. None of that. I have expectations. I don't want you sitting in my house all day while I'm gone. You need to be actively doing something else. They don't want accountability for anything. They want to stay stuck in this place of childishness. That's like my sister. She's 30 something years old. She's her first year filing income tax. I never seen her and you got 4 kids. What have you been doing all these years? But I be having to some of these things I can't just go blunt and tell her. Never had a car. These things I did when I was 19, but we came from the same mom. What I Nobody wants to have accountability. Nobody want to be accountable for nothing they don't want to have any responsibilities or be accountable for nothing. But I gotta I'm dealing with like me. I'm telling you, it's so draining. That's why I'm not a victim to nobody. It's just draining to see, the people that are around you supposed to be helping out and putting in a little effort and they give none. They have the time. They give none. You know,
Yeah.
I go to work. Well, they work right around the corner. I'll have to pay somebody to come here and watch my mom until my daughter get off from work or something like that. When these guys, y'all can come sit over here and drink your goddamn. Go in the bathroom and hit your coat. Come watch your goddamn mama.
Oh,
I'm down. You know,
yeah.
but that's not.
Anything to help. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care what you're
Mhm.
doing, but help out. Don't bring the load on me, and then y'all getting upset with me when I didn't do you guys anything, but you're taking it out on my mom. You know,
Mm-hmm.
she don't know what's going on. But y'all, don't go over there. I'm not going over there and this and that. I'm barely here. I'm here in the daytime. By the time y'all get off from work, y'all could came here and went on about y'all business before I even make it home.
Mm-hmm.
If you
Yeah.
got a problem with me, don't use me
Yeah.
as a reason to neglect your mom when y'all were doing it already when you was on good terms with me. You know?
You're right. I
So let
agree.
me ask you this, Latasha. Let me ask you this. You appear to be the strong one in that situation,
And
right?
that's the problem too. I don't want to be the strong
Exactly,
one of the pack. I
exactly.
need to have somewhere to fall back on too.
But
You know?
let me ask you this: do you think that the siblings or whoever they are that you're talking about, do you think they're uncomfortable with your mom's situation, and that kind of makes them try to avoid it?
No, let me look. My mom before my mom got sick, my mom got her retirement. I mean, she received her retirement money from work. My mom bought a house full of brand new furniture. Right before that, my mom was living with my brother, my older brother, the one that I'm talking about. He put when I moved back here. I don't know, for some reason he just had a problem with me. Instead of him calling me, he was losing his house. Instead of him calling me and let us know, me or any of my siblings, let us know that my mom's stuff needed to be paid for. My mama worked since my mom had some of this stuff since we was kids. Before he would call or even let her know that her stuff was up to be taken, he allowed them to take everything. So I was with my mom when went to the store. I saw her face. I saw the look. I still wonder, is that what put her in this like
I
this
feel like that's what put her in that fake.
in this
And she
dementia
couldn't
state
take
because
it
she's
no
like
more.
she's time warping. But
Mm.
just recently, so when my mom kept getting sick, I brought my sister down here. So my mom was still staying over in the apartment behind my house. So my sister come here. She's leaving every day. So but every time I get off from work, my mom's sick. All the way sick that she damn near dead. Just for like simple stuff that not giving her medicine or just simple shit that could have been avoided. Now, my mom had a hope. So when she moved with me, I already have furniture and stuff like that. So I didn't take any of her stuff from the house. They're all over there. Now, I gave my mom my bed because I didn't know that she was gonna be using the bathroom all the time. But my bed is a king size bed, so I can't change that bed every day. It's so hard to break the bed down, change it every day. My
Yeah.
mom got a brand new bed at my brother's house. I told my brother I was coming to get my mom bed. You know that caused a fucking uproar, like a real uproar. To where right now,
Why?
man, a whole uproar. I really want to push his hand and go over there and really call the police if he raises his hand. Like I have these thoughts. I really want because I you just lost all my mama shit. And you was a low down ass motherfucker. If you rather your mama sleep, my mom's sleeping on the twin bed that my daughter had. But she has a whole brand new bedroom set at this house. And he been raising hell. I'm talking about he been raising hell for days about this bed. I just haven't been back over there, you know. But I don't feel like I should have to buy a new bed. I should have to feel like I don't have to buy. I told him a bed and two of the chairs, because two of my chairs is broke in my kitchen. But my uncles and stuff come over here with my mom, and I'm back there. I'm a chef, y'all. So I cook for the family. So when my family come here, these houses in New Orleans is shotgun. The living room is like a block away from the kitchen. Entertaining people is hard like that, but this is my mama's shit. Why should I have to go buy new shit when she already got shit? Because you get up and go to work every day and you can't go buy a bed. You can't go buy a bed. You know, like I'm talking about like having your hand pushed and dealing with people like this. They'll have you in fucking jail.
Yeah.
But Latasha, what's the nature of that? That's what I'm trying to get to. What's the
What do you
nature?
mean?
What the nature of that? What is it about him? What is it that makes him not want to do that? Not give you the
This
bed?
is
What
something,
is it?
I
Black
have no
Moses. We
idea. I've
talked
been
about
going through
this
this shit
earlier.
myself.
Huh?
I talked to the brother personally, and I let her know like I don't know what it is, and I tried
I
to talk
don't know.
to him.
But he's not a good person. Like he's not good. He's never been good. Like him and one of his girl, this girl lady, wasn't this lady he was dating. Every word came out his mouth. Bitch this, bitch that. When talking about her, I'm a woman myself. I said, wait a minute, you have to stop this conversation because I'm starting to get offended.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have shit. What this bitch? He just fucking a man boy. Fucking man. He not even a fucking man. He's just an ignorant ass, dumb ass nigga that don't really care. He don't care about. I think he don't have no respect for women. Period. Mama, sister, brother, cousin. Cause he never been in a great relationship with nobody. But all these women, I can't say they all bad, but shady shit. But for him, that's all he's gonna get. He could never get a woman like me. He could never get a small girl. You know why? They're not gonna deal with that shit. They're not gonna deal with that shit that he's doing. But
Alone.
they're not gonna deal with it. They're gonna hear you, but they're not gonna deal with that. But the thing is, he got a good career. He could go buy him a bed. I'm sure he make like $200-$300 a day.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
But I don't want to. I really don't want to get in. I really do want to get into it with his ass, but I refuse to. You know what I'm saying? But just the thought, just walking around with that thought make me feel like I've been bullied. I feel like I've been bullied, and I want to do something about it.
Yeah.
I want to do something about it. But I'm going there getting a physical altercation. I really would just want to go over there, call the fucking police, and let the police go in there and take it from him so he could see. Look, you don't hold no power here. But still dealing
So
with the
you
ash of all of it.
so you thinking about going over there, kicking up a fuss to get a
I
bed?
want to kick his fucking ass, really. I really want,
Oh yeah, you don't want to do that, Tasha.
Yeah,
I
because
really,
they're gonna take you. They ain't gonna
no,
take
I'm not
You
him.
gonna
gotta
do
be there
that.
for
I'm
your
saying
mom.
that's how the fire is in my heart. No, I don't. I'm
Mm.
not gonna do him that. But you know
Mm.
what I'm saying? I want to defend her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to defend her.
Mm-hmm. Understand.
So how do
I
you?
don't want to pick a fight with him. I'm thinking about. I really want to call the police and let him. I need to get my mama's stuff from here. I don't feel like I don't care at no point. I don't feel like he should be. He don't deserve it. It's not yours.
Yeah.
It's
So how
not.
can we get you? How can we get you to cut him off and keep it moving and just suffer through it until you get what your mom needs? How can we get you to
No,
do that?
look. I got everything my mama needs, but I really want
Okay.
a bed. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I should have to go buy a new bed when she already have one. You know what I'm saying? But with him, this ain't started with the furniture thing. This was just a reason. That was just a reason for him to just cut up. It's always anytime I'm around him, I have to walk on eggshells, watch what I say. But he has no great conversation. It's nothing ever positive. I'm just dealing with you because you're my brother. But
Mm.
soon as anything go, and I never this is bad word. Oh, I never disrespect you. I never disrespect you. Just straight out disrespectful. Period. You disrespectful all the way around. Everything I'm talking about. I He's one of them niggas. He is a real nigga. That part, and he
Yeah,
used
she ain't lying.
Oh, not a real nigga.
he used that line. He a
He tell you all the time he a real nigga. And I tell everybody,
not, not a
like
real
I said, I
nigga.
talk to this
yeah,
person
he a
daily.
real nigga. Yeah,
So I know
that
this
kind.
person tells me, like I just told y'all, I can't do real niggas.
I
It's
can't.
that point. Like,
You
and
know,
I've just listened to him, like she said, no conversation. I talk to
it's
this
no
person daily.
getting through, and it's
We
like,
have
and
nothing
then
we could talk
the
about.
thing is, I'm way more intelligent than him. I've been to college. I left New Orleans. I didn't grow. I didn't stay here. I left New Orleans. I went to learn to speak proper English, not no old dog. Even though when I'm around my people, I speak just like them. But I can hold my ground with speaking with professionals. You know, I can
Yeah.
hold my ground, speak up for myself. It's no conversation. But I don't know. This whole city kind of pretty much like our
And
black
you know,
people in this city.
and I
Most
said that
of them
about a lot
ignorant
of
as shit.
guys I meet from New Orleans and from Texas. What
Guys,
me being a northerner and a bred northern person to come down here to the south and hear these black men refer to their bosses as boss man, yes boss, and it's like,
but they don't talk to each
You
other
only
like
hear
that.
that in manual labor. You don't hear that like in corporate. You only hear that in manual labor.
man, you better call that man Roger. You better call that man Steve.
Yeah,
You
that
better
part.
not
Yeah.
call that man that. That's the
I call
great
everybody
man.
by their first name.
Back. Can y'all mute up if you're not speaking?
Like,
Yeah, like I don't play that. I don't want to hear that. Like, come
but
on, that's how you work for. That's your manager. That's your foreman or whatever. But that degrades
but
me.
then you gotta look at it. Then you gotta look at it. You gotta look at it like this, like labor jobs. A lot of people that work these labor jobs just happy to have a job. Oh yeah, I know a guy like that. I know a guy like that. He works at one of our other restaurants, and he like, oh yes, boss man. It really makes me feel like this Uncle Tom ass, but he's a nice guy. But it does drive me like for me. I call everybody. I don't care if the owner walk in there. I call him by his first name. By his first name. No, you're
You
Exactly.
not
know where
Mister
I hear that at though, the boss man? Usually when I hear guys say that, it's usually a dude that's been locked up.
Less
It's usually a dude that's
educated.
been locked up. So and a lot of cats that's been locked up, when they come out, they doing manual labor. And when they locked up and they doing manual labor, they call the I guess the guy that's over it, they call him the boss man. It comes from when they locked up. They do that because I got a couple of partners or a few that's been locked up, and they use that terminology. Hey, boss man, what's up, boss man? And that's where it comes from. And it's
You know
usually with
what?
manual labor because, like I said, I work in office buildings, and you ain't gonna hear nobody call
No,
nobody no boss man. They gonna
No,
call him whatever his name
you want to
is.
address them by their name. I mean, that
Yeah,
just remind me of life. Like was sitting watching Life one day, and Eddie Murphy told Martin Lawrence, "Boss, he ain't working." Like the fuck? Why would you tell that
yeah,
man some shit like that? The fuck?
like me being a chef. We
Right?
work in like these restaurants.
That boss, he ain't working. Like you snitching up.
We
yeah.
work
That,
in
that,
these
that comes from
restaurants
working them
down here.
chain gangs and working them lines when you're locked up. That's where that terminology comes
Ooh,
from. That
Lord
boss
Jesus!
man.
I said I mean, and since I've been here in Texas, like I say, me being a northerner, being born from Michigan and moving here, it's been a very culture shock because I would only hear of the things. I get here, I meet Uncle Toms that hate black women.
Like for me, I'm a first generation New Orleans. All the rest of my family from Mississippi, Alabama. And
Right.
when they sound straight Mississippi, Alabama. Like I'm at least I sound different. I sound well to me, they sound different than us.
Right.
Well, they do. They are. But they have those same mannerisms. Yeah. All right, boss man. My brother, he even do that. His boss called him on the phone. Oh, hey, sound just like old slave. Old field nigga, old house nigga. Hey, old boss. What? But when you get off that phone and talk back to you, he back to his thuggish whatever
Yeah.
shit that's
Hugging
going
it
on.
down.
It's a whole different.
Yeah, you
That's
got
the
that
that's the life
strong
they
New
remind
Orleans.
me
You,
of, huh?
Latasha, you sound like you've been hanging around Calio and methamphetamine.
I'm from the 9-1. I'm from the 9-1.
I
I'm
can
from the
hear it.
9-1. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I'm like my accent changes a lot, sorry too. But now I'm in New Orleans right now. I'm talking about this dumb ass. I'm talking about that's what he brings out of me. He brings out that part of me that I
What's
don't
up,
be
DG? Asking me why I don't cam up.
guy.
Say,
I
man, don't
really
be asking me why I don't cam up. You Somali pirate. Why
Thank
you
you.
don't cam up, DG?
Thank you, DG, for joining. Thank you, Mo Love, for joining the chat. I appreciate you guys and those who are still here. If you haven't hit
Mo
the
Meezy.
please hit the like, and if you haven't subscribed, please do that. You guys, I am hitting that 2 hour mark. I actually went over.
You're
So
in the 3 hour mark.
yeah, oh, you're right. I'm
But
hitting
but
that
but, but
2 hour.
this all I'm saying is like if you
Hold up, Black
if
Moses. So I am going to be wrapping this up. But go
take
ahead, Black
over.
Moses.
Take over.
it's a delay.
I can't. I wish my screen would blow up. I'm trying to see your link.
Go ahead.
What's
It's a
up,
delay
Moses?
on me.
Oh, I just want to say, dealing with narcissists, if you like I've been saying, if you keep giving up yourself, it's a little piece of you leaving every time you do it. Just a little piece of you. You might not see it, but your attitude might change, your mannerisms may change because you're giving up a little piece of yourself every time. And like I said, it usually ends up with a very bad mental problem, or you end up cracked out, or you end up smoking a lot of weed like Rod's girl do. Either way, it goes either way. It goes either
Real
way.
funny. I'm
And,
control.
and you don't want to end up like that. You don't want to end up, having to smoke 3 and 4 blunts a day, or half crazy talking to yourself in Walmart. You don't want to end up like that.
I talk to myself a lot,
There you go. See, you
even
starting.
but it's
You
How
not
dare you,
starting.
craziness though.
Moses?
When
Well,
you start talking to yourself, that means you're building separate personalities, you know,
I do have them
and you
too.
end up like them ladies that be pushing buggies down the sidewalk
Oh my
downtown,
god, I really
arguing with
do have that.
themselves.
I really do
I'm
have
saying,
that.
don't do it. You have to be a little more selfish, a little more narcissistic, just a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong
If
with
I
it.
get any
Save
more
yourself.
narcissistic, I'm gonna have my finger in the bitch face. Leave me alone. I want that shit. I get any more. If I get any more, you know,
Well,
it's
thank you guys
crazy.
so thank you guys so much for joining the panel tonight. I'm about to bring it to an end. I am going to ask you guys if y'all have any last words, whatever you would like to say relating to the topic, or any message that you want to get out there. If you have a channel, please promote your channel. Go ahead, Spirit. What would you like to say?
I would like to tell y'all good night. Y'all see me in this kitchen tearing these chips up. Y'all have a good night. You had a great show. Roz, you know you're my girl. I'm always here to support you.
Thank
Don't
you.
always come on the panel. Even though people I don't like be on the panel. I'm still gonna come and I'm gonna learn to hold my composure and keep your panel respectful. I really respect your space, and I'm proud of you, girl. We used to talk about this when we was younger. But,
Thank you.
but it's just some people be on your channel, you know. So I just be, but some nights I be missing it. But just know I'm here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Have a good night.
Okay, hold on, Rise.
Uh-huh. No.
The
Thank you,
show.
Latasha, for coming to the panel. Do you have some last words?
I just want to know how often are you on?
I'm on Thursdays and Saturday nights.
Thursdays and Saturday nights.
I
Perfect.
send you the link.
Um,
All you gotta do is put the reminder. I'll send you the
Once
link.
I subscribe, it's gonna notify me anyway, right?
yeah.
Mhm.
Please
Okay, Black
subscribe.
Moses.
He has a channel as well.
What's it? What's up, Black? What is it called? What's up, Moses?
What's
Yeah,
up,
what's up, Moses?
Okay, when are you on?
What's up, Moses?
I'm saying, what are your days when you're gonna be streaming?
Man, when do I stream, Roz? I streamed today, yesterday. I've been streaming pretty frequently, so
I just
you
saw
might
you.
well say every day, every day. You
I
might
was just
catch me streaming. I'm trying to get into it. I just got back into it, so I've been streaming every day for the last 3 days. So go
okay.
check it
So
I'm
out.
gonna find you on there. It's
just look
Black
for your
Lady.
Black Moses on
Huh?
YouTube.
Yeah, I put the link in the chat so you guys
Okay.
should be able to see
Okay.
it.
Okay. Okay. Nice talking to you guys. I pretty much needed that. I wasn't expecting it, but I needed it. So we'll be talking
Yeah,
more.
and we're glad to give it to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Latasha, for joining. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate you sharing your story. So thank
Yeah. Good night, guys.
you.
I'm
Good night.
tired. Bye.
Black Moses, what are your last words? So 777 might come over here tripping because I was trying to drop your link and I had his channel up and I accidentally dropped it in his chat. So he gonna be upset. 777, if you hear this right now, I do apologize. It was a simple mistake. I thought it was my chat that was up. Go ahead. What's your last word?
My last words is what I've been saying. Ain't nothing wrong with being a little narcissistic, a little self-centered. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You have to look out for yourself first before you
Mm-hmm.
can look out for anybody else. And if you think deep enough, you will be able to recognize a high level narcissist and how to sidestep it. Because
Mm-hmm.
remember, if you give everything of yourself with nothing in return, then it's your fault and you are the buffoon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm out. Good show,
Thank
Ross,
you
girl.
for
Good
joining.
show.
Thank you. Good night.
All
Get up
right.
off
Yeah, DG, I get at your Somali.
that. Good night. Bye. He laying all on the floor and stuff. Get up off that floor. Oh, you guys, what a night, what a time, what a Friday night we had. I am now coming to the end of my drink. I hope that you guys had something to drink. I hope that you guys had something to smoke. I hope that you guys had a great experience. I would like to thank first Chaotic Truth Live. I would like to thank the 777 Network. I would like to thank Spirit, Oliver, and Latasha for joining the panel, Black Moses for joining the panel, DS for joining the panel. I also would like to thank Simon for joining the panel. Simon, you got out a little bit fast. I hope you wasn't upset or bothered. But if you was, we running the show. Oh yeah, Moses, I totally understand. You say you're sleeping on the floor. It's good for your back. Yeah, I have terrible back issues because I run every day and play basketball on Sundays. And I'm over 40, but trying to hold on. But my back be killing me, so I be doing all crazy stuff around the house like this. I turn on music just so I can dance and move my back and hips and stuff. And I'm always laying on the floor asking my daughter to walk on it. Yeah, so I can completely understand. So you enjoy the floor. I hope your back is feeling good tonight or will start to feel better. But yeah, I want to thank all those people for joining the panel. I want to thank DG for stepping in tonight. I want to thank Mo Love for coming by, Mabit Plumbing, Jai Logic, and friends. Thank you so much. I always appreciate when you come into the chat. Hafez came here tonight. Thank you, Hafez. Blue Jay, always thank you for your support. Appreciate that. EAE, Ruko Style was here tonight. Bob was here tonight. Thank you, Bob, for coming. Of course, what up, Moses? I think I said him. And we just had a lot of people tonight. Sweet Lady. Oh, Sweet Lady was here too. You guys really show love tonight. So I do appreciate all you guys for your support in regards to narcissism and gaslighting and all of that craziness. I think that is problematic. I think that is detrimental. I think that if you have someone in your life who does not recognize our value as a person, and they're always trying to deviate from what's real and what's happening, and they're trying to manipulate reality, I think that those are people who you need to move up out your life, or you need to figure out how to move up out their life. The things that you say will never be of substance to them. They will always try to manipulate you to make things turn for the favor of them. And you will basically be insignificant and small. And whenever you buck the system by saying no, or saying it isn't what it is, then they will definitely have an issue with you. So you will always continue to have some toxic type of relationship when you're trying to buck that system. So for me, it's a no. At times it can be hard to recognize, but when you do recognize, free from it or address it, because maybe some people don't know. Um, I have had a wonderful night with you guys. LA, I don't know how you got back up in here. You need to get you some help. You need to get you some help, because I blocked you and you figured out how to come back up in here. So that means, sir, that you need to get you some help, because I blocked you and you figured out how to come back in here. Because if I blocked you, that means I didn't want you up in here, right? But then you felt that you should have been up in here. Narcissism at its finest. That's what Ivan would say, right? So I'm going to tell you, get your ass up out of here, because I'm going to make sure that you get up out of here. Now, have a wonderful night, LA, and everyone else who came. Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful night. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I hope you get up tomorrow and praise somebody, pray to somebody. Be of good cheer and moral character tomorrow, if not any other day of the week. So, good night to you all. DS. I'm so sorry. DS was on the panel too. He got up out of here. But thank you, DS, for coming to the panel. Thank you for always supporting me. DS also. So as I said, I hope you guys are praying to somebody up in somebody's church or something tomorrow to recover from tonight. Not just to recover for tonight, but to walk through the week. Because, some of y'all just go get motivational speakers for the week. Y'all ain't really trying to change your life. But anyways, have a good night. Thank you for coming.